Was it seduction or illusion? Deception or murder? Nothing is what it seems in a town like Twin Peaks. Starring Kyle MacLachlan, Michael Ontkean, Lara Flynn Boyle, Sherilyn Fenn, and Joan Chen. And now you can fall back into the mystery, or begin your search for the first time every Tuesday night with a new episode hosted by a panel of superfans. Watch live for the audio commentary. No one is innocent in a town like Twin Peaks. It's Thursday night, and Netters Network talks to the streamers who have everybody talking. It's Thursday Things, Thursdays at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netters Network.
This series presents information based in part on theory and conjecture. The producer's purpose is to suggest some possible explanations, but not necessarily the only ones, to the mysteries we will examine.
Oh, welcome, salute. Thank you so much for coming and being patient as I was getting my stuff together behind the scenes. Glad you all are here to celebrate a wonderful YouTuber Aged Boomer, my partner in crime on many a stream, who is kind enough to return the favor and have me be his partner in crime on a couple of streams, and definitely a good friend. Celebrating his birthday actually tomorrow, but I said, you can choose the movies. And what do these two movies have in common? They're both from 1979. Not the year he was born, but they are both from 79, so I guess that connects these two movies. They were his choice, his birthday, and, if you don't enjoy them, it's his fault. Anyway, let me say hi to all of y'all, starting with Coney Clear. You guys saw that the stream didn't go up until just about 40 minutes before go time, and boy, you guys were like right there. Boom, dropping the comments and saying hi right away. Starting with Connie Cleary. Welcome, Connie. Hail the chat. Hail to me. Hail to all of you. Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. Ooh, I should be able to end my workday on time for this. Well, don't rush. Don't rush. You still got a little bit. Take your time. Of course, Connie's already singing happy birthday to Aged Boomer. Happy birthday, Aged Boomer. Great film choices. Hope everyone has a great stream. Thank you so much, Big Al of Big Al Presents. Curtis Selby. Good evening, folks. At Last Call with Troy Pacelli and Connie Cleary. And saying hi to everybody else. Of course, Lady Mist, bringing the roses. Thank you so much for being here, my dear. Wow. And then happy birthday, Aged Boomer. All the presents, all the party favors, the snacks, and the yay party. Frosty the Snowman voice. Happy birthday! Samuel Proctor, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Let's see here. And, of course, I'm not doing this in YouTube, so I can't pin the comment. Give me a second here. Netters Network dropping the, I love you too, Netter of Netters Network, but I saw that you had dropped the, I guess I need live chat, so I see all the chats, and
you need me to drop the Cosme link again?
I
dropped it on mine and Boomer. By the way, Boomer, you should pin yours.
I
just dropped it again.
Thank you.
It's because I love you.
Yep. Let me pin message. And that's a good point. I'm going to have to copy that and pin that to Cosme as well. Or, excuse me, the Cosme link in Rumble as well. There we go. And pin this message. And I've got it pinned here and back to StreamYard so I can figure out what the heck I'm doing here. Said hi to Curtis. Putin's cat. Pooty. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, this wasn't here an hour ago. No, that's true. I was late getting the stream up. No doubt about that. And then we've got the birthday boy himself. Let's get the netter in here. Welcome, tall man. How are you today and what you sipping on for your birthday?
I have an unsweet iced tea.
Wow. You know how to party. Well, in fairness, your actual birthday is tomorrow, right?
Technically, but if we go past midnight, it'll be my birthday. So there you go.
That is a good point. And then you could just Irish it up a little bit at midnight, and that'll help you sleep.
I had everyone's stream open but my own. Hold on. I'm going to try to...
Right? JPRPH1, good evening, one and all. Welcome.
We'll pin the message. There we go. Thank you, Netter.
Gorilla Random Thoughts. Welcome, sir. Okay. Let's all sing. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Boomer. Happy birthday to you. and many more.
Is that a copyrighted song?
Not anymore. It's not. No, it is now fully in the public domain. That has been verified, despite what people tend to still believe. It is. It is. Yeah. Chris P is wishing you a happy birthday as well. Mark Malnikoff, here I are. Happy birthday, AJ Boomer and Chapla.
That's Klingon for how you doing.
Well, honor, which I think you deserve on your birthday, right?
Well, thank you.
Six is here to wish you a happy birthday.
No.
Welcome, Six. So glad that you're here with us. And if I said hi to Samuel Proctor, right?
I think so. Well,
How tall is AJ Boomer? Well, we call him Tall Man because he's got his icon up and ready for... I decided to make this the second movie because I figured the horror movie is probably better, post-Watershed.
I'll tell you, I am 5'11", and I was not happy because I felt I was 6'1" at one point, and then I went and got measured at the doctor.
This is what happens when you're an AJ Boomer. You start to
Take your
shrink.
shoes on, and it's 5'11". I was like, no! I'm kidding for anyone under 5'11".
You're the same height as Troy.
Yeah.
That's a good height.
We're the same height.
That was a bad height either.
But they say you start to shrink after a certain age, so we might be getting smaller. But yeah, I used to wear boots that had about an inch of heel, maybe not quite. And so when they'd measure me in school, it'd come up 6 feet. I'm like, nah, I'm not 6 feet. I'm 5'12".
I am keeping every inch of my 5'4"ness.
That's fair. That is fair, my little shorty.
I have a question for you, though. You were... I don't want to say you were casting aspersions on these movie choices, but, I cast off Bad...
No, not these movies.
Bad Ronald. We almost... At some point, Bad Ronald will come up again.
It will, and I am happy to wait.
And it's going to be Bad Ronald and A Cry in the Wilderness. You know what A Cry in the Wilderness is about?
It's probably going to make me cry in the wilderness.
It's another made-for-TV movie starring George Kennedy, of the Naked Gun movies, and I guess he gets attacked by a rabid skunk. And he starts hallucinating the rabid
skunk. So does this movie do for skunks what Jaws did for sharks and Piranha did for Piranha?
Look, it was the movie of the week. Isn't that what they used to call them on made-for-TV movies? Oh, God. Made-for-TV movies does not mean good. Classic. Anyway, in answer to your question, I was going to say, if you wanted to start out with an icon from the Warriors, because that's where I wanted to start. I was getting ready. I was getting the thumbnails, or not the thumbnails. I was getting the movies ready, checking the what's it called, the subtitles, and I realized that Phantasm just starts right on boob. You just got big boob right there, boom. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's make that post-Watershed. These are both R-rated films, by the way. I don't normally...
Is everyone here an adult?
Yeah, everyone here should be, 17 and older. Is that the age for R-rated movies? 17? No. 18's the adult
17
movies.
was video games. I don't know what it is for movies. Because I know for video games it was 17 up was the emperor.
Now I was looking it up.
Now I'm looking it up.
I'll change my icon.
So R-rated, restricted, under 17 requiring accompanying parent or guardian. Because NC-17 is adults only, anything over 17. And of course, the non-MPAA adult films would be 18 and over. But yeah. So yeah, you should be 17 or older to ride this ride. But, we're going to assume you're on the honor system. But you guys know how this works. We got the Cosme link pinned up at the top. Go ahead and right-click on that, and you can watch the movie along with us because you are here live. If you are not here live and you are Memorex, well, you're going to need your own copy of the film, I'm afraid. I like this. Connie's 17 years old with a lot of experience. Yeah, all of us are in that realm.
This is what happens when you're a pseudo boomer. Yeah, just boomer enough to, have the issues with technology, but not old enough to be able to, get the Social Security and stuff like that. But there you go.
What happened to my anonymous chameleon? He's no longer in the.
I know. I'm sorry. What are they? Yeah, it says anonymous chameleon. Hiya.
Oh, so I just don't see it on my end. Okay.
Yes, that was one of the updates with Cosme where you don't see your own name. Everyone else does. So I'm seeing you as anonymous chameleon.
All right. Anyway, here's what it was. I figured I'd do the Warriors because we've never done. I don't know if anyone's. Did you even do it on Al's channel, the Warriors? Has anyone ever done that?
I want to say we did, and Big Al, if you're still here, let us know. Yeah. And Maria, welcome. Well, she says, "Hey, beautiful people." She must be talking to you guys.
Oh, please. There are no boomers really in the Warriors, though, are there?
No, they're all played by actors that are apparently older than the characters they're meant to be portraying. But, that's kind of how it was back then, right?
I expect half the actors in this movie were professional, theater people, ballet. They probably did ballet. They have dancers' bodies. It's ridiculous.
And speaking of good-looking people, Wilkie's Movies and Music, dude, is that icon actually you? Because you are a good-looking guy. You really are. And I don't swing that way, and I'm married, so don't take that the wrong way. I think you're a good-looking guy. That's all I'm saying. One guy should be able to compliment another guy, right?
I think Maria's beautiful.
I was talking to Wilkie's Movies and Music.
I know. You said a guy was handsome, whatever.
It's okay.
I think there are certain women.
It's different for women. Women can say it, not be all lesbianic, but men say it, and everyone gets all creeped out about it. It's just the way it is. But I noticed he didn't actually say, "Yeah, that's me." He just said, "Ha ha," being all humble and everything.
And he's gonna back out of the room.
Yeah, you're not creepy at all. I'll just see my way. Okay, so Big Al is saying no, we haven't watched this. I honestly thought we did.
No, we have not seen this on either of our channels.
But we've seen it recently, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
The movies with the dance wars.
Maria's appreciating. Where's the door? He says, and I think you just flattered Maria. So there you go.
Oh, Maria's gorgeous.
Absolutely.
If there is anybody in the chat who does not know what Maria Fotiantelli looks like, go to her channel. She's gorgeous.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I have no idea what Six looks like, but from the sound of her voice, I'm thinking she's pretty attractive. It's just a guess. You never know. But
you like my thumbnail?
I do. Tell us who that is. For those of us that join all of us on the panel along with Deleted Scenes every Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern for Live from Sparkwood and 21.
Yes, I believe that is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that David Patrick Kelly? No.
Actually, no. I'm forgetting the actor's name, but I guess the words I have to say are no homo. per Samuel Proctor. Let me bring up. Actually, I should probably have the IMDb for the Warriors up anyway.
It is David Patrick Kelly.
Is it?
Yes, that's the actor's name. Twin Peaks actor.
I just know him as Jerry.
Jerry from Twin Peaks, yes.
And while we're waiting for Troy,
it is.
Hey, I'm talking here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if all of you would be so kind as to give thumbs up, whichever channel you happen to be watching on. Troy has this on YouTube and Rumble. I have it on YouTube, and Boomer has it on YouTube. So
it's actually up on X as well.
Technically 4 channels up. So if you want to 5?
X.
Oh, and you have it on X. Twitter
yes.
X.
Twix,
yes. Oh, that's what we're going to call from now on.
Yes.
So if you wouldn't mind giving a thumbs up, a follow, or whatever on the different streams, that would be lovely.
Okay, we are at the 30-minute mark almost, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, hit that Cosme link up at the top. Right-click on that. Don't leave us. Open up another tab. Stay with us. and we will get going right away. Are you ready? You ready, Boomer? You watching on Cosme?
I am.
Okay.
I'll just follow along.
I just need to use the right mouse. Hey, give me a second here.
I need to get into the room.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. We will start this film. Oh, and by the way, this is the Blu-ray edition for, if that makes any difference. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. And I realized when I checked this beforehand, there's a long pause at the beginning, but I got to play it because that's...
Let's let it go.
That's how the...
Now, is this the theatrical version or the special edition? It's okay.
I actually don't know.
This was added, but that's okay. This is the comic intro the director made.
There you go.
I was expecting Booners to tell us something about Flappy, but that's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. Save Flappy for tomorrow.
I guess there's no need for subtitles because he's reading what's on the screen. So, Walter Hill is the director of this movie.
Is this his voice?
Yes.
Okay.
He added these interludes. You'll see them throughout the movie. They're brief, but he wanted it because he said when he originally made the movie, he wanted to feel more like a comic book.
That's interesting. I it's not a bad idea.
Which I think is fine. I do think they're unnecessary in the original cut. I don't think it doesn't differ as far as story goes. Here we go. Sometime in the future. Here we go. So this was a Paramount Pictures release.
So I'm just realizing now then that this version we're watching I don't think I've ever seen before.
I don't think it's so different, but we'll find out. I think I've seen it in parts. But, because I don't think they added scenes, they just added interludes. But Lawrence Gordon production.
So I feel like this movie is a great example of, you're out late at night. What?
I just remember what movie this was. Okay.
Yeah, The Warriors. Yeah.
No, I've actually seen it.
Of course you have. We both have.
Okay.
A long, long time ago, though.
I thought we'd seen it more recently, though.
He did say he was inspired by that ancient Greek story. Did you see that at the beginning?
Right.
Being trapped and having to work his way back to, I guess.
So, and in a way, anybody who's been out in the city, especially if you're taking public transportation or your car's broken down or whatever, this feeling,
When he packed, flexing any muscle.
Now, I always did feel like the language seemed a little bit high for the environment. Now that I realize that he intended it to be like a Greek,
Yes. Well, there's still plenty of cuss words and slang terms.
Oh, sure. Of course, Michael Beck, whom I like as the male lead in Xanadu. Well, arguably, I guess you could say Gene Kelly's a male lead too. Depends on how you look at it.
He's the former male
young
lead.
male lead?
Yeah, I guess.
I keep trying to figure out who I would be in this group. What do you think?
You mean who would I be? Probably the first one that gets killed.
I'm not going to.
Did I see something about Joe Walsh?
Probably. Here's what's bizarre about this movie. You see all these actors used to playing like older, more serious parts, and they're all gang members in this movie. Now,
for those that are more sensitive to things like diversity and think that the modern day concept of what do they call it, inclusion and all that kind of stuff that's just modern, you watch this and you're going to see some of the gangs in this are fairly diverse in a way that they never would have been historically.
What's interesting about this movie is, though, you will have gangs that are all one race, and you have gangs that are mixed race.
Right.
So it runs the gamut. The whole idea is we're seeing tons and like dozens or hundreds of gangs.
And they get very, shall we say, creative with some of the gangs.
Like the mimes we just saw?
Yes. Some of these gangs are obviously, fantastical. Real quick, I want to say hi to FKHC 2005. Yes, the Warriors.
Look at this. Look. There's looks like a Chinese gang.
Oh, yeah. In the days before you had scan cards and things like that, you bought tokens. Yes. I think Netter probably still has some CTA tokens around, don't you?
Oh, I think I got a couple.
I want one of those jackets, Electric Eliminators.
Oh, nice.
Who are the Electric Eliminators? I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't exist out there somewhere.
What's interesting, though, you notice how the guys are buying tokens, and you figure if they're gang, they just jump the subway. No, this is official business.
I swear, the first time I saw this movie, that bloke there, I was like, oh, it's Juan Epstein.
You got a spray paint, right?
Yep.
His name is Rembrandt, that gang member. In fact, hold on. Do I have all the actors up here? There's so many actors in this movie. Everyone does a great job, too. I don't think everyone's bringing their A game.
I don't even have to say anything about the subway map, because I think anyone who lives in a city that has public transportation knows maps like that.
That's why as they were going along the train tracks, you could see Flatbush, and immediately I'm thinking, the Lords
of Flatbush, yeah.
Are they going to be in this movie, too?
See, I think Vermin. He was the one to the left there.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. Who wants to hide. I think that's who I'd be in the gang.
A time before gangs had Glocks with switches and ARs and AKs. Maybe.
They did make a point, though, that this conference they're having, no one can be packing. So that means no guns, all right?
It is true, though, that, like, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, it was harder to get away with the gun restrictions were much greater than they have been since, SCOTUS has started, cracking down on the gun grabbers.
Interesting.
Well, gun laws used to be used, and this was directly out of the 30s and 40s. Well, I should say 20s and 30s with the mob. Breaking up the mob, they would throw all these weapons charges at them, just like these days they use drug charges to, really throw it at you.
That's interesting, considering what was going on with Tony Soprano at the end of the series.
Yeah. There
was a gun charge on him because he had to drop his gun when he was fleeing when the FBI was raiding the New York
and now you may not have seen it.
Just the gun and used it in a crime. So
just last week there was a case where a criminal got his gun charge over. It was a charge very similar to what you just described with Tony Soprano. Got his gun charge overturned because he said, "Hey, you haven't charged me with a crime. Until you do, I have a lawful right to carry a gun."
The series left it unknown how that was going to go.
It doesn't matter because he got plugged at the end.
If you buy that theory,
since the actor actually died, what else are they going to do?
Well, a lot of people. There are a lot of people that have argued Tony said himself in the series, "You never see it coming."
Yeah,
and that's the idea. But I've heard, I don't know. Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Look at these gangs, huh? Gangs in New York City, right here.
I mean, you got the black gang, then you got the mimes. I mean, that is as white as you can get.
they're all over the place here. That's
right.
The point, though. Why are they all here? They should be attacking each other, but they're not. Isn't that interesting? That looks like a Cuban gang.
Yeah, exactly. With those the straw Panama hats.
Yeah. Those one guys are in military fatigues. You see, they're like extra stuff. Here's Cyrus.
1970s New York was fun, from what I hear. Times Square was a sex show, basically. Yankees were good, and there was a Studio 54. Yeah, all I know about New York in the 70s comes from movies, so that sounds about right to me. Yeah.
No, it was. Well, to be fair, it's probably like it is now.
Well, yeah.
I don't know which is worse.
It may have gotten worse.
It may have. I don't know. I've argued that what you're looking at here with Cyrus, this is a supervillain. This is like a Lex Luthor or Ra's al Ghul or something. That's how I see him in the beginning of this movie. Because you keep thinking like, well, we're rooting for the Warriors. These are hardened criminals, but they're likable hardened criminals. I guess I don't know what to say.
Well, and you got to remember that we aren't talking about supervillains, right? We're talking about your basic street gang kids.
These guys,
yes, they're all like 30 and 40-year-old actors, but these are teenagers to 20s as far as characters go.
Yeah, I assume Cyrus probably had every head of the gang come meet him first, and he probably met him one-on-one, and then he says, we're going to have this conference. Now, what's Cyrus's plan?
Right. Mark is filling in the blanks of what I was getting at. The National Firearms Act of the 1930s is what started the gun grabbing and started the
toys for guns nonsense and all that
stuff. And the what do they call it, the tobacco and firearms,
right, ATF
and all that kind of stuff. ATF. Yeah,
now there ain't but 20,000 police in the whole town. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
I love that line. I just sing the "Can you dig it?" Look at them. They're all, because he's basically saying, I say the city is ours if we can count. I think his idea is, why don't we start working together instead of against each other, and we can basically run New York City. See?
Well, and isn't that the idea of a warlord? Yeah. If you could get all the factions together, you have an empire.
Yeah. Because he's saying that he attacks the crime syndicates, the mafia. What are they going to do? The police, what are they going to do? We got the streets.
Right. Can you dig it?
Well, they all cheer up, but look who's popping up in the background.
Thank you, Curtis Selby, dropping the memes in Cosme. You guys are awesome.
This is entirely from the I think the point of view of the gangs too, because the police aren't even seen as like, they're seen almost like this dangerous force. You don't even see them as people.
I love that. Gorilla Random Thoughts. ATF should be a convenience store, not a 3-letter agency. I say close down all and defund all of the 3-letter agencies. And I do mean all. IRS, CIA, FBI, all of them.
What else is there? DHS, that's another one, right?
DEA.
Yep. Because it's our turn. I used to always think, it's the first time I've seen the sound of this, I thought I used to say because it's our turn. I thought I used to say because it's our turf.
Well, that's true too. I mean, from his perspective.
This is a good idea. Think about what he's saying here.
Yeah.
What would Batman do, huh?
Well, and in a lot of ways, even the gangs of the 30s tended to think this way. A lot of the gangs in the 30s sprung up, and they were, of course, ethnic gangs,
right,
specifically because the neighborhoods did not feel that they had the protection of the police.
Yeah.
So these gangs came up to protect their neighborhoods. You could call it their turf if you want to. And that's why people like Al Capone were very beloved by the people in their neighborhoods.
Oh, that explains why on Sons of Anarchy the town still respected the Sons of Anarchy because they respected the town. Yeah, that's
okay. They got peace.
And the idea of somebody, running from another gang or running from the police, ducking into a store, and they just disappear, and the shop owner's like, I don't know where he went.
Exactly. They probably had hidden spaces for them. Here we go.
Exactly.
Ooh. This shocked me when I saw it.
This is your Martin Luther King moment, right?
Yeah, well, he's
and
done.
no one sees the guy with the gun.
And now he was the one pulling everyone together, and now it's like, holy crap.
And he pulls the gun, and then too late, the police are there, and now everyone's booking. It's like it's interesting in the novel. It's a little different. I didn't finish reading the novel. I need to get back to it. But in the beginning, it wasn't so much that this was a deliberate thing. It's more like the gangs, this was never going to be able to happen with the gangs. Like one of the gang members, like he swatted at a mosquito, hit someone else by accident in the face, then there was a punch, and then suddenly a gun pulled out, and then suddenly it was complete chaos. And I think Cyrus gets killed, or whoever was doing they all had different names in the book, but The Warriors is a book by Saul Urich.
Yeah.
I like both takes. I think both takes are good.
I was going to say, and this is one of those situations where they're just doing it to simplify it for the movie. You got to expect they're going to do that.
It works. I think both work in different ways. So
the character's name is Luther, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what's funny about him is this character that he plays here. I mean, he's not a whole lot like Jerry in Twin Peaks, but he's very much like his character in Dreamscape.
And also Commando, all these horrible, easy characters. I love this. It's the Warrior! Yeah, that's him.
He's like, search me. I don't have a gun.
The Warriors did it. So he goes attack, he knocks him out. So he starts going after other. These are the Rogues, by the way. That's the name of this gang. But then, of course, one of the Gramercy Riffs hits them because they're pissed that their leader is dead, and so it's like this is just, and he's gone basically. I'm assuming he's getting beaten to death here. That's the impression I get from the scene. They're war chiefs. So here we go. Cleon, right? That was his name, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're all booking. And plus the cops are there too. Now, can the cops arrest everybody?
No. They absolutely can't. What they do is they get the ones that they can and convince them that they can get, reduced sentence if they turn over their friends.
Turn over someone who the police were looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
Although that is the secondary goal. The primary goal is just to break them up, They're disturbing the peace, scaring people and whatnot.
What amazes me is there was one gunshot and you got all these cops in New York, which normally that's,
Yeah.
Well, they were already there. They
consider that every gang member in the city is in this park here.
Someone must have tipped them off because they were already pulling up outside.
Right.
So they probably got tipped off when they heard the gunshot. That was it.
David Patrick Kelly was in John Wick and 48 Hours. Okay. Yeah, he's one of those character actors you've seen in a whole bunch of things.
Here are the police cars.
Yeah, and they're like, stay behind the gravestones.
And let's face it, from the point of view of the police, it's not like... I mean, we're all thinking, and he's got to be thinking, okay, they're after us because they fingered us for this thing. The police don't care. They assume everyone's guilty.
I don't know if it was an Easter egg or anything, but one of the warriors was leaning against a grave that said John Bellamy.
Oh, there you go.
Well, keep in mind, at this point in the movie, they don't know... they don't know who shot Cyrus or that they've been blamed for it. They just got out of there.
Right.
Their leader, they lost their leader. They're not sure. They make a point. We're going back.
You're going to go back the same way you got there. If you got there on the train, you get on the train and you go back.
So this is an interesting setup. Well, but now they're not under like the protection of the enclave or whatever.
Yeah, because
now it's every man or every gang for themselves.
And Swan is actually very smart. I've noticed this about his character in this. I would argue probably street smart because he's thinking, he's trying to come up with all these contingencies, and his main thing, he's the second in command. How am I going to get these guys home? And of course, now we have. I just have one question: who made you leader?
You're right. Nobody. Go do whatever you want to do. Good luck.
It was Clean's Leon's choice. I'm sorry, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. That's what he's assuming the police got him. Look, and he's basically like, okay, you want to go, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's what I call the hothead of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
The
he's gonna,
Raphael and the Ninja Turtles.
so
And
he's
somebody's
probably gonna get himself killed.
yeah, they can make stupid decisions, but they're good in a cornered fight. So
Right.
that's what it is.
Well, and here's the problem. You climb up like that. You yell out, "Hey, look! I see the train." That's how you get yourself spotted by the other gangs, and then therefore killed.
Yeah. Well, he's tagging the gravestone.
Welcome, Logical Spock.
So I remember on Monster Vision with Joe Bob Briggs, it was cut with the Wait for Me, and then what would come back was at this part with the Gramercy Riffs coming down this big elevator. Look at this. This is terrifying.
Oh yeah.
So I imagine they're the most powerful gang in the city. That's why.
And look, looking at it from a cinematic standpoint, that was a pretty cool, transition and entry.
Look at this.
FKHC says, I would take the long way home since people would think you would take the shortest way. Yeah.
I mean, look at them. They clearly practice martial arts. They know kung fu. They're in the.
I mean, if you're smart, you kind of hide out somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You lay low,
Wait for the day, maybe.
Right.
Problem is, you can be spotted by the cops easier in the day.
That's true.
So it's like they just have to get home. But yeah, if they could lay low, they would. But I get losing the cover at night to get back home too. Who are the Warriors? Completely emotionless face there, right?
Uh-huh.
It's just.
Sure enough. Sorry, wrong movie.
I want all the warriors. I love the way he says it. Alive if possible, if not wasted, but I want them.
Oh, reel to reel.
How cool is this? They have a DJ on the payroll.
Yeah.
And you never see her full face, just her mouth. And she's
Yeah, that's Lynn Thingpen, though. I mean, I can see the lower half of her face and know it's her. Well, and her voice.
Yeah. I have this song, Nowhere to Run To, right?
Yeah.
Oh, who? This is a cover too, because this actually song
It
goes
is a
back
cover.
a ways.
It's actually a pretty cool, like,
It's a great
disco-ish
cover.
type
It's
cover.
like a
yeah.
70s cover of this, because I think it goes back to the 50s, right? The
Yes.
song, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does. Nice, Curtis. Yeah. I figured you'd bring that up.
I do have the score to this movie. Don't know if it's a typical Birdman score, because it's a lot of songs, also some weird electronica.
See, and you're right about the DJ character, because it's like, in a way, she becomes sort of a narrator in a really cool way, in a very almost meta way.
This is interesting. Nowhere to Run is done. This version by Arnold McCuller.
Okay.
That's the artist's name. All right. But look how they're hiding, and you see the flashing, and they're just.
Yeah. Have you, Chris P. is asking if you've ever played the PS1 game.
The PS2 game, you mean? Yes, because I was a late PS2 adopter. A friend won one at his store, and he already had one, so he gave it to me as a Christmas present. So I ended up buying a lot of PS2 games, even though I was a GameCube owner. And you better believe that one of the first PS2 games I wanted to get my hands on was the PS2 game, The Warriors.
Yeah.
Which came out on Xbox and came out on PS2. Did not come out on GameCube, because it was a Rockstar game. GameCube never got any Rockstar games, but I wanted the Warriors, and it was neat because it doesn't start out here. You see this at the beginning, but then it does like 3 weeks earlier, or it goes back in time, and you're the character you play in the game is Rembrandt with the
That makes sense, yeah.
and because he's like the newest member, and like you go through a training where they say, "Here, give give the bum over there this bottle of whiskey so you can beat him up because you have to get." And that's how you practice fighting, bopping.
Oh, okay,
by beating
gotcha.
up a homeless guy.
That's your what do you call it? Your
tutorial.
tutorial, yeah.
And
Welcome,
then
PJ.
you had to learn how to
Good to
crack
see you, my
safes.
friend.
You had to crack safes by using the analog sticks and hearing the rumble when you got to the right point when cracking a safe. You were doing all sorts of things. But really, really great PS2 game. I wish they do a remaster of it. Heck, I miss the fact that Rockstar used to. I thought they were going to try doing more cult movies and making them. They could have made a game based off Phantasm. That would have been a cool game to do, you know? I mean, as a horror game, I can see them doing Phantasm.
Oh, sure. But... yeah, Mark, we were talking about boomboxes and whatnot during the break-in double feature. If they were in the Bronx, I would head north, get into Jersey via Tappan Z Bridge, then head south, then get to Staten Island somehow, and then head over to Coney Island. I would just take a nap underneath a bridge and wait till morning.
In the dark, they can hide, though.
Phantasm would have worked as a survival horror game. You could just even set it in the Phantasm universe, and it would. But we'll get
right.
Turbo ACs.
Well, I think everyone forgot about the truce. When the guy that calls the truce gets shot.
Hold on, let me find out who he played. Ajax, yeah, that's James Remar's Ajax, and Ajax is the hothead of the group. Doesn't always think things through. Has a big mouth, but it's.
Welcome, the Clue Channel. He says, "Pacholis."
Look!
Yeah.
You don't want to be them right now, right?
No, you do not. You guys know how this goes. I got the Cosme link pinned to the top. If you want to right-click on that and open it up, you can watch the movie along with us.
So keep in mind, they have more gang members right now because they're going through different areas trying to get home. So these different areas are controlled by different gangs.
Yeah.
Who've been given the word to get the warriors. You know? Ajax does something I do love him for, though, in a minute.
I love...
Flip the bird.
Anonymous Hedgehog. I don't know. If you guys don't sign in, I don't know who's dropping the memes, but Charlie Chaplin running just like what we're seeing in the movie.
Oh, that'd be funny. You know what? If someone... You know how people do those Panavision fake AI things? They should do the warriors.
Oh, yeah.
Silent era. That'd be funny.
Pacific 414 is here, and he's wishing you a happy birthday, Boomer.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, buddy.
I liked how Ajax flipped him the bird as he
Well, I mean, it's easy to be cocky when you are in a moving train.
Well, before going up the stairs, he wants to beat people up.
That's Tim. Okay.
He wants sex and he wants violence. That's what he wants. Okay.
Grill random thoughts. Run, Forrest, run. Yep, all the birthday wishes coming out now. You old fart, you.
You like Swan's message there?
Yep.
We celebrate when we're there, not now.
Well, right. I mean, you don't count your chickens before they hatch and all that kind of stuff. That's a good one too, Curtis.
No.
I mean, yeah. Like I said, though, I do understand the sense of you're on a moving train, so you're going to be okay. But remember, that train pretty much stops at every station. Well, that's a pretty common sight.
I had pork barbecue for dinner, and I forgot to put a pickle on my sandwich. What was I thinking?
I know, nut.
I get the Vlasic stackers because they go on simple. I like them on. Some people like sweet pickles. I like the dill myself. But
So the fire's on the tracks?
yeah. They set a fire. They set a fire to stop the subway to derail them, basically. Yeah.
Which is kind of funny from anyone who's used to riding the elevated tracks, because they catch fire all the time without anyone trying to get you.
Oh, here we go. You like Jerry here, huh?
Yeah.
This is back in the days of payphones, remember?
I do remember
When did
payphones.
payphones finally disappear? Was it the 2000s?
They actually haven't. They still exist in some places.
I bet probably the more rural you are, the more likely you're going to find a payphone, maybe. Or maybe...
I'll tell you what. At the what's it called? The Daily Center here in Chicago, where all the courthouses are. All of the, you've seen them in movies, those old-fashioned built-in phone booths, with the wood doors.
Yeah.
They're still there. They've taken the phones out.
Oh, I see.
They are literally there for you to step into to make a phone call.
Oh, with a cell phone. That makes sense. Look. This guy's just nuts.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, wait.
Where are these payphones? Mostly in rural areas, Gorilla Random Thoughts. There aren't many. There are not many.
Did you like that scene, like, what about the money you owe?
Yeah.
And he goes, for what? I feel bad for her, right? Like, what's she supposed to do? How late at night is this, though, huh?
I would guess around midnight.
It has to be. So someone's manning a stand at midnight, because I know in the book it's supposed to be the 4th of July. That's when they did the conference, on the 4th of July.
Well, that
Probably
makes sense.
They probably thought it'd be undercover, especially with all the fireworks and stuff going off. They could just do what they... Here are the orphans. What are you snacking on?
Just potato chips.
I have peanuts. Planters, dry roasted, salted. They were buy one, get one free. They don't come in the glass jars no more, though. Plastic.
Oh.
Don't say anything. I miss the glass jars.
I do too.
Look at this, though.
Mm-hmm.
Look at them. What are they looking at here?
Yeah, I got a diet grapefruit soda, Samuel.
Now I will say this. So what's Swan's first thing? What are we gonna do? First, we're gonna talk.
Right.
Right. Let's not, let's nobody lip off. You what he's saying?
Yep.
Don't show any disrespect to them right now. Let's just wait and see.
Yeah.
You ain't exactly the State Department type. Look at this dude's face, the head of the orphans, huh?
Yeah.
Frog. He looks like a... I'm sorry. There's something about his shirt. It's like, you came all the way invading our territory. We're not invading, and I'm parlaying right now.
Actually, that's a good point. We are parlaying right now.
Oh, here we go. They weren't invited to the gang meeting because they're not big enough. See that?
Actually, FKHC makes a great point. 1978 is probably when this is set, since this came out in 79. They'd probably be on edge expecting another Summer of Sam.
I made a point if I'm ever teaching dialogue in a writing class that it's not just about language, it's also about body language.
Yes, very
How
much
your
so.
character stands. Like that guy gets kind of a sideways eye when he said, "You think we're not with it?" And you have to catch it when you see him doing it. It's like, give me a break. But he did it again.
Yeah.
But the orphan guy isn't catching on. But here we go. Nothing wrong making it through our territory as long as you're coming in peace. See? They almost made it through without any hassle, and what happens? And that was a perfect chicken imitation, wasn't it?
It kind of was, yeah. So Deborah Van Valkenburg might remember her from the show Too Close for Comfort, the Ted Knight show.
Oh, that's right. Those vests are real nice. So, is this what they... Go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe she should have taken care of that mustache she's got there before being in this movie.
My eyes haven't made it up to her lips yet.
It's probably a shadow.
2 shadows.
Anyways. Some man you are. Okay, so what did she just do there?
What she should have been doing is getting a rap across the mouth.
Yeah, but here's what's
Because what he would have said, I'll show you, man. I made a decision. I've already spoken. Get inside.
So she wants one of the vests, so he says, listen, you got to give me your vests. And they're not going to do that. Swan can't do that, because basically...
Right.
Swan, he was trying to parlay, no trouble, but it's like, there you go, F you, there's your answer. Bye. Too late.
Look at that. You see that look on her face? She's looking to start something. She's getting off on this.
And she's not wearing a bra.
Well, of course not. It's the 70s. Yeah, you don't know she's a whore. She's just a bitch.
But that's the thing about the Warriors. Even characters you start out liking, you kind of like them at the end.
Right.
Even Mercy here. It's interesting. Her name is Mercy. That was Lex Luthor's assistant. I think that was more of a take on Tess Mercer is what they called her in the whatever show it was. But yeah, right. Tessmacher. It was probably a combination of the two.
Yeah.
Look, I love this.
That's what we're doing, you dumbass! Oh, are you getting hail, Gorilla?
Oh, it was pouring by us today.
Yeah.
Several times. It would come down like sheets of rain, then taper off, then come back with a vengeance. So I had to let my instructor know that, hey, if I get, I suddenly disappear, it's because I got bad rain here.
Curtis, must be cold at night. Yeah, it is.
What, you gonna take them on, girly girl?
I know! I mean...
It's just falling.
If they were like a bad gang, she'd be very, very vulnerable.
Walking down the street.
I need to go refresh my drink. I will be back.
Oh, she's gonna miss the epic fight with the orphans. Basically, the orphans get their asses kicked. I'm sorry. Remember, this was 1979. Did you hear of this movie when it was out?
Yes, I did.
Was this on the cover of Dynamite magazine? It should have been.
That I don't know, but it might have been, yeah.
That would have been funny. Probably not, because it's not a kid's movie.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Oh. Huh. It's interesting how Swan talks to her, right?
Yeah.
It's... Look at this.
Yeah.
He's got a razor.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? Is that some hooch?
Yep.
Oh, right at the car.
Oh, see, I would have thrown it right into the middle of them.
No, but the reason they did the car is for this.
Oh, right. Right, I forgot. In the 70s, cars suddenly blow up if a little spark gets close to them. Or if they go off of a slight embankment.
There was a joke in the movie Black Dynamite, because it was in a black exploitation movie, where the car goes off the cliff but explodes before it hits the ground. Because, like, in one black exploitation movie, the timing was off when they were sending it over.
Yeah.
And then they used it in Black Dynamite, which was a riff on 1970s black exploitation movies. And it was just, Here we go, though. I guess she's with them now, right?
Yeah. She chose to be. I don't know why.
Well, I think he just... I like this. Why are we running? See, I'm not seeing anything above her lip, but I don't know.
No, I think she was just being salty.
Here's the deal about this actress.
Uh-huh.
I think they really dressed her down for the role.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's kind of true of almost all of these character actors.
Yeah. Small time clique ran into them. The orphans. I love this. They're not in our network. They got wasted. This is so cool. Just the lighting in the background. You don't see his face. You just see him talking. It's.
I mean, cinematically, it's well shot.
I'm going to say I feel like in this movie, there's no wasted time.
No,
it's only
not
90
at all.
minutes. It feels a lot longer than 90 minutes, doesn't it?
Yep.
Watching it, but it's just that he doesn't waste time. There are no scenes with people wandering outside a spaceship looking.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm making fun of Disney now, but you know.
In reality, JPRPH1, yes, I know Pintos had some problems, but they weren't as bad as every movie made cars out to be in the 70s.
Did you see the movie Spirit of 76? It had the guy from Partridge Family, and also Olivia Diabo was in it. I think that's her. No one was on the Wonder Years, and it's about people from the far future in a dystopia, and they decide they have to time travel back to 1776 to get the Constitution.
Yes.
And they end up...
I didn't actually see the movie. I've seen a promo for it, and I was like, the hell is this psycho trip?
Funny. It's hilarious. It makes fun of everything from the 70s is in that movie. And there's a scene where they're being chased, and then the one kid says, "Is that the kind of car I think it is?" And he says, "We didn't touch it. We don't have to." And then you can tell it was a Ford Pinto, and it explodes. Now, apparently that didn't happen as often, right, as they say, right? The Ford Pinto.
No, if you hit it from behind, because the gas tank was like many cars were in the boot, but it was so far back, if you hit it just right and it sparked just right and whatever, yeah, it would explode. But it wasn't like every time you had a fender bender, the Pinto just exploded and took out, a quarter of a city block.
See, when I see America of the 70s, it's just nuts.
Yeah.
Europe of the 70s is nuts, but in a different way.
Yes,
When I
that's
watch
true.
Movies, England of the 1970s doesn't seem so bad, but like the rest of Europe and like.
Take care, Gorilla. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, Curtis, there's no padding on this film. Even the somewhat slower moments are specifically to build tension. Yeah, I mean that was just a classic move. It's like anyone being chased on the stairs, you would think to do that, right?
Yeah, but look like the cop hit his head on the stair, which is that metal edge.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're not messing around. Dealing with the cops is worse than another gang. That's the law. They'll even
right.
If they catch you, you're in jail. Basically, so that's how I look at this.
Now that's how you know that there's really something going on. To see more than two cops, that time of night, in the subway like that.
It would have been interesting to have seen this movie from the cops' perspective.
Yeah.
Because right now they're not even, they're. Because usually it's the gang members that are faces, like in a Death Wish movie, they're the ones
right.
that are like the monsters, but this is like from their POV.
Oh, this is bad.
This is trash. Oh. Goodbye.
Yep.
And he was the witness to Cyrus's murder.
Yep.
So now they don't have their witness. But
right.
do the other guys know?
They don't know what happened to him. No, I don't think.
No, I mean, so the other warriors don't know that that other gang killed.
No, I don't think he said anything.
They didn't actually see it. No.
Baseball Furies. I picked on these comic interludes, but they ain't half bad actually.
No, it is pretty cool.
Yeah. The special edition of Arrow version that I got, the collector's edition, had both versions. This version and the
gotcha.
theatrical. And that's how you should do it. Give people the option of watching.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's not like they cut anything from the movie. It's not like.
Right.
It's not like Cyrus shot first or something. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just trying.
Yeah, this isn't the McClunky edit.
I love the Baseball Furies. I'm assuming this is the gang by Yankee Stadium.
I would imagine, sure.
I had misread it as furries. And I'm like...
the Baseball Furries.
Like,
if they were doing the movie now, there'd be a furry gang, I guarantee.
Oh, almost certainly.
They'd be dressed as the Easter Bunny.
And this is, okay, and again, going back to 1979, carrying weapons, the police are going to razz you about every little thing. But if you're dressed in a baseball uniform and you're carrying a baseball bat, well...
Let it go.
We're on our way to a game, officer.
We were on our way to, or from a game.
Well, this is how a lot of martial arts weapons came to be. Like, I think the nunchuck was not originally created as a weapon.
Yeah, there's a theory that it was created for thrashing rice.
Yeah. But the trouble was they kept confiscating weapons, like whoever was in charge, so...
Yeah.
So I don't know how many they start off with, but it looks like there's only 4 of them left of the gang.
Well, we're more than halfway through the movie, so, yeah.
For y'all to hear, if this shit ever hits the fan, many things can be a weapon, okay?
True.
Just think about that. I've often thought a toilet seat lid. You see all these horror movies with someone stuck in a bathroom and the killer's after them. Grab the porcelain lid off the toilet.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's what I keep wanting people to do in these movies.
What was the movie that I saw? Takes place in a prison.
Shawshank?
I don't think it was Shawshank.
I don't know.
The actor is yelling and screaming. He kicks the toilet and he breaks the porcelain toilet. And it turns out that first he didn't think that could possibly happen. Secondly, it was this prison was like what do they call it? A historic location. So this was like not a good thing. They'd have to restore that toilet then.
Huh.
Damn it, I can't remember what movie that is.
Escape from Alcatraz?
No, it was more recent than that. I'll bet if Steven's still here, he knows.
Rock?
Okay.
No, but if you said it, I might.
Movie.
Now, I will say this for Ajax when he says, good, I'm sick of running from these wimps. Oop, he's down. Ajax does like to fight, I'll say that for him.
Yeah.
He's not a coward.
The Master?
Yeah, oh, look at that. I love that. I'll shove.
Huh?
The Master with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
I need to see that
2012.
movie. I need to see that movie. I love that though. I'll take that bat. I'll shove that pad up your ass and turn you into a popsicle. I love that line.
You might just summon Shadiversity when you mention nunchucks. I was thinking that too. But you know what? He is absolutely not wrong. I feel the same way about nunchucks as he does.
Admit
They're
it.
great for exhibitions. They're fun to play with. If you're in a real fight though. Ooh, fuck! Oh, jeez!
Yeah, they're getting wrecked here. But the Furies are scary looking, right? They don't say a word.
Right.
They're all silent.
Now, this is the downside of the bat. If you get hit with the bat, you're sunk. But it's a big swing, so you can get in close and punch first.
Didn't Bruce Lee have a quote about a baseball bat, or maybe I misheard it or something? But I thought he said, "Martial arts is great unless the guy you're dealing with has a bat or something." You know, I think he said something.
Well, let's face it. I mean, what is a bat but a big stick, right?
I'm not saying that he said that. I just thought if somebody told me he said something like that once.
And now we have bats.
So at least they got something to try and help themselves out.
I guess the bats for the Furies are like the vests for the Warriors, right?
I guess, yeah.
That's a sports illusion, in case you kids didn't.
Yeah, I got it.
It's like, and here she is, like, seeing where they're all at.
Yes.
It's like, I'd have to go to the radio station and go, which?
No. See, I get why you're saying that, but I think you're supposed to, see it as more of an exegesis kind of thing. She's kind of narrating. We're hearing it, but chances are, within the span of the movie, they're not really hearing it,
Plus, I also get the feeling that, is it enough for the authorities to learn something like it all sounds like coded language, right?
Right.
And plus, is anybody recording it late at night? Or are they going to be, come on.
True.
Oh, look
And
at this.
if you dig too deep into it, how does she even know? Right? Who is she? Watchtower? That she, has cameras on all the streets to know what's going on?
Okay, so if that's 3 of them, so that means that there's 7 of the gang left, unless these 3 get killed.
No, man, these are some lovely ladies.
Oh boy.
It's funny, he was yelling at Ajax for having a one-track mind, but where's his mind right now?
Right, exactly. See, that is a problem with guys that think with the wrong head. There isn't enough blood for both ends.
Especially when you're young, right?
Well, that's true, yeah.
But even still. Hey.
Hello. Keep walking. Keep walking. Nah, I don't think so. I think they're setting him up.
Look at this.
Yeah.
You never were very smart. I'll tell you something more. I'm smart enough.
Smart enough to die because you're being led by your Johnson.
They're trying to reason with it. There are plenty of women back home. Come on. Okay, well.
Or maybe we'll survive and you won't.
Look at the
Your
look.
funeral.
Swan was pissed there.
And there is something to be said for, they're dropping one by one because of their own mistakes, their own vices, their own stupidity.
Feeling all right, lady? You get the feeling, too, he's not good at talking to women, just from how he's talking here.
And he just threw away his weapon.
Yep. Now, there's more than one danger they have to deal with. It's not just other gangs that they're dealing with. From a certain point of view, the police are another gang.
Yes. It's interesting. As you know, my dad was a police officer, and he once listened. He was never on any mob stuff, but he once listened to somebody listening to a mob tape.
Yeah.
And you notice that the mafia talked about the police like they were like another mob group.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting.
You have to. Yeah. Well, and they behave like one, too. Whether by necessity or design.
Sometimes. It depends on the department, but yeah.
Isn't that a guy?
No.
No. That's actually Mercedes' rule.
Yep.
Look at this.
Sorry, looks like a guy.
Well, everyone looks rough in this movie. That's kind of...
Yeah. They rough everyone up.
Look at this, though.
And she's about to rough him up.
Did we just hear something?
Yep.
I don't know. He's done. This is like watching a caged animal. Like
yeah.
An animal. You can't do a thing. Ajax, I'm sorry you weren't smart here.
This is actually the way he's here. He's got the leverage. He could easily break his way out of that.
I don't know.
But he's lost his cool though. That's the problem.
Yeah. He gets a cop, but oh no, now you're in the gut. Forget it. You're done. You're getting the paddy wagon next.
Yep.
Now I wondered why she was there. Do you think maybe there were incidents happening?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is her beat. It was very common. I don't know if they still do this, but it used to be very common that you'd have a female cop with a bunch of backup, nearby. She'd just be out. Any gang members, real, that knew the territory knew. Oh, you see someone out like that, yeah, she's bait, But you get some petty criminals, and you make a show of cleaning up the park,
There you go. We got this. We got the peeper in the park last night.
Right.
Is that Union Square?
They're trying to get to Union Square. Maybe this is Union Square. I don't know. I have to tell you, as someone who did try, my first time when I was in New York City back in 2000, I was trying to navigate the subways. I got used to it, but man, you know what I did? Now it might be easier because of smartphones. Back then, I basically said, I went into a store and said, yeah, those wallet-sized subway maps, I'll take some of those, thank you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because you will get lost.
No, Curtis, Lawrence Fishburne isn't in this film, so I'm not sure who you might be thinking of. Proctor says, Commissioner Gordon tried that strategy with Detective Essen to catch Batman in year one. Bat saw through him immediately, of course. Thinking with the wrong head always gets you in trouble. That's right, Mark.
So that just answered my question. He's not at Union Square yet.
No, that's where they're trying to get to. Just remember, Mark, marry young, keep your schmeckle in your pants, and stay out of trouble.
I've never explored all of New York. I don't know if I would bother now, but I remember I mainly went to Manhattan, which at least at that point was kind of the ritzy area. Where, I mean...
It's a good drink.
Yeah, well, you'll still run into... I wouldn't say it's completely safe, but it was cleaned up because Giuliani was running it at the time, so it was... you might run into a homeless gentleman every now and then.
Giuliani and Mayor Jay Daley, both cut from the same cloth.
Yeah. Now, just I watch these videos on YouTube about the current city of New York. This reporter, and he's basically explaining how Macy's shut down recently.
Yep.
Because there's like organized robbing and all sorts of things.
Yep.
And then the stuff is getting sold again.
That is brilliant. That was real and in camera.
Yes, I had to keep my mouth shut when we got to that. That was smart. This is why Swan's the leader. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Cleon
Get
was
off
probably
the track.
No, they're getting on there because the cops aren't going to want to follow them. That's why
right, and I think he knows where he's going and what he's doing.
I hope so.
Well, they didn't show it, but yeah, apparently he did.
Well, they might get into it. Look at this. Is this dangerous? Is this a honey trap? What is this?
Yes, it absolutely is. This is, again, thinking with the wrong head.
So they'd made it to Union Square. All they had to do is stay there.
You know, here's an interesting strategy they could have tried.
Yeah.
They should have gone to the cops and said, look, we did nothing. We're just trying to get home. I know we're out past curfew or whatever it is. Can you help us, please?
We don't know what the cops knew about that conference. They may have known that Cyrus was ready to, take over the city. So they might not be sympathetic to them. I don't know. That's the thing, because they were already there.
True. That's true. If they heard what Cyrus was saying, they're not going to be, too gracious.
I loved how he says, hurt me, hurt me.
I mean, come on, guys. Something seems too good to be true. It almost certainly is.
We're the Lizzies. Do you get that word, Lizzies?
Yeah.
I think it's lesbians. Is that what?
Yeah.
Short for it.
They're saying it without saying it, right?
Yes. We ought to come down to this part of town more often.
Well, you may never leave.
If something's too good to be true, it usually is, right?
Yes.
It's a trap, thank you.
It's best to shoot it just in case.
Exactly.
Isn't it weird how 79 were right slap dab in the 70s, 1980 comes around, boom, we're now in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like the transition to the new decade just happened. I mean, it wasn't quite the excess you get in the mid 80s, but if you watch a movie,
you know why? I can tell you exactly why that is. Right. Because 1980 was an election year, and that's the year that Reagan was elected.
Because if you watch movies, it completely changes, or TV too. The hair, the styles start changing pretty quickly. It's there they are. Keep walking.
And he left his buddies behind, so it's like...
Yeah, my record is not dying.
She does have a big mouth, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he was going to scout ahead. He left his two buddies behind.
Because his buddies are being dumb and they're, doing their own thing.
No, they went to go check on the park guy.
They did. No.
Right.
Here's what happened. He said, okay, meet me over here at whatever time. Because he figures they're still going to get SWAT. He doesn't know what happened to Ajax. They saw what happened to him.
But this is the problem.
He got interrupted by the cops. That's what happened. He ran from the cops.
Exactly.
He was going to wait for them in that station. The cops came after him, so he had to split up. Swans, I'll say this.
There's the guy that got arrested in the park.
Yes.
And then the two dudes that went to go look for him
Yes.
were like, great, cops. Those two, what happened to them?
Well, you'll see.
Yeah.
But he couldn't go back because the cops were already after him in the station, so that's what happened there. Maybe I do. Friday nights are pretty good. Saturday nights are better.
I don't know. Friday night's pretty good. I get drunk on Friday night.
Sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. Look at this.
No, actually, Curtis, I don't think it's even a question of hoes or bros. This is, this is just his own.
This is some self-awareness. I know what's happening. Belly hanging over, kid, 5 kids, cockroaches in the cupboard, or whatever she's saying. I know what's coming for me.
Yeah. And it's like, anybody who isn't completely, in this circumstance, isn't completely focused on survival, you're dividing your attention. You're going to get yourself in trouble.
That 70s hair, huh?
Well, I was going to say, he turns and he's in that light and, I just hear, she walks in and I'm suddenly a hero.
Of course, I see that and I go back to Star Trek. He's biting that female.
He's biting that female. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait. Pulls away. Wait. Here comes a cutting line.
Yeah.
That was mean.
See, I'll tell you, under those circumstances where she's like, oh, come on, please, I'd be like, why are you trying to hold me up? Is this a trap? Is someone coming to get me or something?
That's what he's saying. It's like, you're just part of everything else this night, and it's all bad. What's going on here, huh?
Yeah.
There's Rembrandt.
They'll figure it out eventually.
Well, Rembrandt's the smart one. He's looking around and he's like, yeah, something's off. No, he's just walking away. You like the score to this movie?
I mean, it is good, yeah.
The CD is kind of funny because between the songs you get the lady on the radio.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Look at this. No padding of the film. You are correct. Who said that in the Cosme?
Yep.
This is not a padded film. This is very much just nothing feels padded here. It's quick, but nothing's glossed over either. So it's like you get time spent when you need time spent, but it doesn't. Oh.
Okay, in fairness, you would think that in this circumstance, with the home court advantage, planning it out and everything,
the Warriors got lucky. This is the closest they.
And the girls didn't take advantage of their circumstance. They should have just plugged them and been done with it.
Well, part of the problem was they said you're the ones that shot Cyrus.
Yep.
Because they don't even know that they're the ones being suspected of killing Cyrus. This is the first time they're hearing it. And Rembrandt got sliced, so they didn't get out of there completely unscathed.
There you go.
So they just thought the truce was off and that everything's, but now they're realizing no, they've been ordered go find the war.
Yeah. So in a way, you could think of that as a side quest. I mean, I still think it was dumb of them to get in that circumstance, but you know, if this was your tabletop RPG, that would be the opportunity for them to learn something that they got to get back to the rest of the party.
Now I'm wondering how the game went. Because I'm wondering, maybe the game could have had you go between Swan and Rembrandt or something. I don't know. I have to get around to playing it one of these days all the way through. I have it for the PSP as well because it was cheap. I picked it up on the PSP because you can't hook a PlayStation 2 up to an HD TV now, can you?
I guess
this is a
not.
game they should just remaster it. Just remaster it. They have to pay the licensing fee.
I think what you need is you need people that are technically savvy to just start doing fan ports of these games.
Oh, people do that all the time. I'm going to say this though. They got the actors. A lot of the actors came back to reprise the roles for the game too. Voiceovers.
Oh, that's cool.
Voices, yeah. I don't know. At least all the ones that were living, I guess, were able to come back. Yeah.
And keep in mind, you know, we tend to think roller skates 1970s. That did cross into the 80s. You know, those of you that remember Xanadu and another Michael Beck film.
I remember a roller rink birthday party. That was very uncomfortable. I'm not good on my balance is not the best. Of course, they had video games there too, so I checked out the video games. I think that's where I played Capcom's 1942.
I never had a birthday at a roller rink, but I have gone to birthday parties at roller rinks.
No, I
wasn't bad at it.
No, I didn't have one. I just went to one. Yeah, that's what
okay, yeah.
But no, I did mine was miniature golf. That was my memorable birthday. That was we went to a miniature golf course. If not,
wasn't this the era of Iron Man on roller skates in the comics? I think that was 60s, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Where's the rest of them?
Okay, so they're missing the blonde guy.
They're missing Michael Beck. Of course, they're missing the one. Yeah, Ajax got pinched. Well, as a matter of fact, he did.
Yeah, but it wasn't enough.
Y'all didn't pass on the information.
Well, look who's there. It's Mercy again.
Yeah.
Look, it's the roller rinks.
What's the name of the roller rink gang again? The roller skating gang. They're not the Orphans, because we already saw the Orphans. They're something else like that. I need to talk to you.
Everybody's after him.
This is a great line. I know they're on my ass. But now they know I know.
Yeah.
He's not stupid.
It's like, thanks a lot. Don't help me.
Now I gotta know what the name of the roller skating gang is.
So it looks like there's 6 of them left.
Yeah.
The punks. Oh, they're called the punks.
Okay.
Okay.
I know they're on my ass, but now they know I know.
Yeah, he was trying. That was the most you're going to get as an apology. Yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah.
It's mean, as I was. What is this place? They're arcade games and stuff?
Maybe they're under Coney Island.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I love this. That's a men's room. Are you kidding?
Yeah, wait about 40 years. It won't make a difference. Flip a coin. Just say, I identify as, and go wherever you want.
I have to tell you, this might be my favorite. Well, I don't want to. Is there going to be a fight in this scene? What do you think? It's my favorite fight scene in the movie.
Well, I was going to say, the music implies that there's going to be a fight.
And look at these guys, huh?
Why are they all dressed like 6-year-olds?
Because they're the punks.
I don't know why. They got the overalls and like the striped shirts, right?
Yeah. And long hair. Everyone had long hair in the 70s.
I love how they take their time. He's just rolling around.
The tall one's dressed like Chucky.
Some big dudes, too. You have to have a chain in your hand, too. That was always a classic. Oh.
That was clever.
Yep.
The only thing I think would have been more clever is if, in addition to the spray, he'd have used a lighter.
Yeah. Yeah, this bathroom's going to get messed up.
Who's she talking to?
I think the Warriors. Oh, look, she bite him.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, did he just get him in the galleons?
I think so.
Ouch!
This isn't Marcus and Queensberry rules here. That's not what's
I would imagine not. No, this is friggin' survival.
Look, the guy he took his chain, wrapped it
The
up.
other thing is, these fight choreographies, this isn't like, a Bruce Lee film where everything's all smooth and clean and what. It looks like, everything's legit. Everything looks like it could actually be done by someone who's reasonably good at fighting.
Well, the idea, it's funny when they mentioned on Superman the Animated Series, when they had Superman go up against Darkseid. Yes, that happens on the show. These guys, we're not expert fight choreographers, but we figure put two men in a room that really hate each other, and how would they attack each other?
Yeah.
It's gonna be Superman and Darkseid. And that's sort of what that was there.
Chris P says the best fight scenes take place in the men's bathroom.
I've been paying attention to my chat. So I'm watching a movie. That last scene's interesting, though, because notice how, we think, they lost their witness, but there had to have been more than one person that saw whose side was
True.
So that makes sense, yeah. That's okay. They figured out how to do that in New York right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, Well, you had to let enough people in from outside.
I'm waiting for just at some point they're going to walk out with bathroom sinks from these places.
Right.
I want them in our.
Coming back from prom?
I think so, or a dance
Either,
or something.
I was
Yeah,
just
maybe
going to
it's
say either
prom.
that or a discotheque.
It might have been prom. It feels like a prom. It does. Maybe a discotheque though. You know what's funny? Even the upper class people kind of look messed up in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, like,
now everyone's gone quiet, right? They're looking at her torn dress. What happened there? That was the Molotov
and
cocktail.
she's filthy.
Yeah.
And they're probably thinking, oh boy, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
They're just uncomfortable.
And these guys
No,
are
you
sleeping in
don't,
here.
Curtis. You
Look at this.
lie.
Look, she's doing something with her hair. It says, don't adjust your appearance.
Right.
What is being said here, right? Yeah, I'm sure this is their stop, right? They're not going to wait for the next train, right?
Right.
Oh, she dropped her flowers.
Yep. Corsage, is that what that is?
Yeah.
The sun, finally, right?
Now that was a 70s collar if I ever saw one, said Samuel Proctor. Which part, Curtis? You mean Michael Beck telling her don't? Because that's how I would feel. It's like, screw them. You're fine the way you are. Don't let them make you feel less than.
Swan picked up the flower.
I'm with you,
Are they
Curtis.
finally back in Coney Island?
Yep. I love this. Where have you ever been?
It's why I want to travel.
I just know I'd like it. You almost wish these two would just get out of here, or maybe start
Yeah, right?
right. I think, you know, I mean, yeah, just come on, just get out. This is. Oh wait, here we go though. They're not done yet though. Look, you love that car.
Yeah. See, so this is Coney Island. Boardwalk's out that way.
I guess their other members are sleeping right now. I don't know because obviously those are just representatives from the gangs. There's a lot more members.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
And the other guy, I'm sure, has already told him, yeah, I saw these other guys. These guys killed them.
Well, I don't know if anybody knows it's the Rogues yet, because the one guy that saw the Rogue kill him, the Warriors got killed, but they know that someone's after them. But
Yeah.
according to the video game, though, I think the Warriors and the Rogues have a history. Now, that's not mentioned here. Maybe they're better off leaving it ambiguous, but. I like that earlier scene when she says, "Where'd you get that jacket?" Doesn't matter. Point is, I got it, or something like she said. I
Yeah.
stole it.
Oh,
And I'm
she said
wondering
I
that.
stole it because they're looking for a chick in a pink top.
Yes, and I'm wondering if that's another side quest we've missed, like how she got the jacket, right?
Right, exactly.
It's, we don't get to see it though. Maybe I don't know if it's a deleted scene or if they just left it mysterious for us.
Or it was probably just I mean, you're reading the book. Is there something in the book about it?
No, I actually got on Audible too. I'm going to listen to it again. I didn't get that far. The problem with the book was the book is different than the movie in that everyone's names are different. So it was hard to
Yeah.
follow, and it's not the author's fault because he wrote it before the movie.
Right, right.
So, I mean,
And welcome, Bosco. Good to see you, my friend.
look at this. And the book takes place in the 60s, not the 70s.
Right.
That's when it was written. Look at this. You hear that?
Yep.
Something Johnny Lawrence would do with his Coors bottles, right?
Right. Oh, Curtis, man, you're right on top of it.
They won't do this on Cobra Kai, but they should have a scene where someone offers him a Bud Light and he just stares and then he takes the Bud Light away.
Well, that would be funny, yeah.
Someone needs to throw a Molotov cocktail through that window.
You don't like that guy, Netter?
No.
I don't know, man.
He's a terrible lawyer.
It's like he killed the guy that was trying to bring, I guess, peace to the
Yep.
to the gangs. Blamed it on these guys.
You
Yeah, I
get
don't
the
like
distinct impression that... See, that's another thing. You don't really know what his motivation is, but he probably has an ulterior motive. He has a reason to want to keep the status quo, keep the gangs fighting.
Battery's just nuts.
Well, yes, there is that possibility as well.
Coney Island, you get a hot dog, right?
Yep.
Is that where Nathan's is? Coney Island? Nathan's?
I don't know, but all I know is that on Coney Island, when you get a hot dog, you get chili on it.
Oh, yeah, the chili dog. I miss
That's-
a good New York chili dog.
That's much more a New York thing than a Chicago thing.
Yeah, the chili dog is supposed to have, in New York area, it will have mustard, chili, and onions. And I don't think the chili has beans in it. I think it's like a beef chili, like that or chili topping.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me then.
Does it have onions, actually? Now I'm trying to remember if they had onions or not. It's been a while since.
I would say hold the mustard, give me onions.
No, mustard is like, that's a thing in New York. You don't dare eat a hot dog without mustard. I should know because I've ordered them without mustard sometimes, and the guy will give me a look if I do. Oh, I love this
Yeah.
explanation. No reason. I just like doing things like that.
Yeah, but see, I don't think that's the case. I
No.
think he's got a reason. He's just not
Probably.
telling them.
They may have gone into it in the video game. Yeah. And you know it.
Wow.
Nice shot.
Yeah. And no one got hit either, because I kept thinking, is the bullet going to hit somebody else? But no, he by hitting his hand, he misfired. Oh, and this is the best part. Look at this. Takes the switchblade out. Got to wipe the blade clean. Does it on his hair.
Yep.
Yikes. That's just, you're not even worthy.
Yeah.
Like, the monks we fought in the bathroom are more worthy than these guys. That's basically what he's thinking. Oh, and look who showed up.
Yep.
And I bet they heard that whole exchange too, didn't they?
They shouldn't have been able to, but yeah,
The
for
riffs
narrative
know-
reasons, they probably did.
The riffs know who's
No,
responsible.
well, you remember they
Yes.
had a guy came
Yes,
forward
yes.
and told them.
Look at this.
Kinda.
Well, he says, found what we're looking for.
No, it was you.
Okay. If you want them, they're yours, right?
Yep.
It's like part ways, let them go.
Love this. Look at this. It's like the king and queen. There we go.
You know, and this is, they're all so fucking tired. It's like, whatever, thank you. We're going.
Really about Cleon. But I guess that stuff happens in war, right?
Right, exactly. Uh-huh.
You're done. The big alert has been called off. Hard time getting home.
Yeah.
Class, right?
Well, it's really all she could do all night. Yeah, it is pretty impressive how many of them survived.
They had a couple deaths along the way, though. One guy got thrown into a subway train.
Right.
It's like,
By a cop.
well, to be fair, though, they were both tussling on the track, and I wondered, did the cop do that on purpose, or was that self-defense? And I guess we don't know, right?
Yeah, it could have just as easily been the cop instead, or both.
Yes. The end.
Yeah.
That was way better than I expected. Yeah, you know, if you never saw it before, Curtis, it's a classic. There's a nice Blu-ray available. Yeah, it's a classic. 1979, remember?
Yep.
What were you doing in 1979? Were you reading your Spider-Man comics?
You know, I don't think I had gotten into Spider-Man yet. I actually didn't really start getting into comics till the early 80s.
I see.
But I was definitely playing with Migos, so the Spider-Man in my life was, you know, the da-da-da-da, you know, that cartoon, and the Migo action figures.
Which one was that? The one from the Spider-Man? Spider-Man.
Exactly.
I'll say that for that old cartoon, they have a lot of supervillains on it, like the
They
Sand
did.
on there. You know, J. Jonah Jameson is acting like it is classic Spider-Man.
Yeah, those storylines were directly inspired by comic book stories.
Yeah.
They weren't like the Marvel superheroes show, which was, I don't know, about 5 years earlier, that were literally like motion comics, but it was directly inspired by the comics.
A bit better quality than those, I think, animation-wise. It's a pity those did get a DVD set around the time of the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, but I didn't pick it up, and now it's kind of becoming.
I know.
I should have picked it up. I didn't think of it at the time.
Of course, Lady Mist. But in this particular case, you got to thank Age of Boomer. This was his choice.
Yes. No, I decided to pick good movies here. Yeah.
And we do have another one coming up. We will be moving over to Rumble for that. Well, I mean, stay on Cosme. It'll be the same Cosme link, but we're going to move our what do you call it, commentary over to Rumble.
Yeah.
In fact, I should probably drop that link here in the chat.
Yeah, maybe I should private my stream too. Maybe we'll do that. But y'all head over to Rumble, all right?
Let's see here.
Rumble's where
drop
it's
it. I'll drop it in StreamYard so everybody gets it.
Thank y'all for coming on, celebrating my birthday.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
Wait.
So, anyway, y'all head over to Rumble, Troy's channel on Rumble. I'm going to privatize this.
There we go. And I think what I should probably do is, can I pin this? Yes, I can pin this to the top. Replace pin message so that the Rumble link is up at the top.
Yeah.
And
oh, maybe I should do that too. Hold on. Let me get to your Rumble channel. I'll pin it real quick for everybody in my stream. Oh wait, let me go back. Crap.
That's okay. I'll drop it again.
Give me a second.
We haven't gotten that far into it yet.
So you're stopping on YouTube and going to Rumble?
Yes.
Well, my YouTube will still be open.
Yeah,
so
you can keep your YouTube open for.
So-
Well, Better's going to keep her open. I'll just keep mine open. But head to Rumble.
You can do whatever you do it. Especially you. It's your birthday.
Give Roy a view on Rumble. Come on.
There's no
Rumble
sense.
is where we're all going to end up unless YouTube seriously reforms itself. Okay.
You know what? And I kind of got into it with someone who's usually a regular around here, because I had said on X, I said, look, guys, I'd really appreciate you guys if you follow me on YouTube, follow me on Rumble, because if anything happens to my YouTube channel, that's where I'll be. And he's like, well, why would anything happen to your YouTube channel? I said, it happens all the time. And he's like, well, nothing's ever happened to Michael French or to this person or to that person, da-da-da-da. Well, just this past week, Michael French put out a video, so did Tony at Analog Toys, about the YouTuber Laser Pants from the 3POA podcast. He lost his Instagram, his Twitter, and now he's getting attacked on YouTube with copyright claims, and they're trying to bring him down just because somebody had a beef with him.
Yikes.
And
over something stupid.
yeah, this person stole his intellectual property, and when he said, could you please take that down, he blocked him and then started all these attacks. So the whole toy community's turned against this POS. And but then I shared out Michael's stream about it, and I tagged that person. I'm like, now do you see how easily you could lose your channel? This is why I diversify. So anyway, guys, that's why I'm going over to Rumble now. I'm going to actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep the Cosme link open. I mean, keep your Cosme stream open. But I am going to stop sharing for a moment while I switch over. If I can find the doodah to do that.
And YouTube will end abruptly for Troy. So
well, right now I'm going to put up the intermission, and then on the other side of it, I'll say goodnight.
Lobby and get yourself some snacks. That sort
It
of
is something like that, exactly.
Go potty now.
So we will be
potty.
back in about, say,
You better
four-
go potty before the movie we're watching next. I'm
4 or
sorry.
5 minutes.
You hear what I
Okay.
said?
Yeah, you better go
Yeah.
potty before the movie
everyone
starts.
go pee.
Exactly.
Everyone, man. This
See you on the other side of the intermission, guys.
Yes.
know how that other gang got to Coney Island, like right after the Warriors did.
Yeah, I know.
Hi. Hello. Gonna change your avatar?
I had marshmallows. Oh, let's just see if the orange is dry.
Okay. I know you're waiting for us.
I don't know. I
Give me
think
a
I know who
second.
you're gonna be.
I actually haven't had a chance to download yet.
Goodness.
But let me go ahead and I'm going to be ending the YouTube stream right now. So
Alright.
I will see you all over on Rumble. Thanks so much for hanging out with us on YouTube as long as you have. Which one is
what
my
about the
YouTube?
link for Rumble? Mark Markoff.
It's pinned to the top.
Okay.
It's pinned to the top of the YouTube. Just move over to Rumble.
Hold on. Is
And
he on my stream? No. Maybe he's on Netters.
Ow.
should be pinned to the top of Netters too.
Okay.
It is.
Okay. So yeah, just click on the pinned one and we'll see you over there. And what is the move? Remove and then we save. Okay. The YouTube should be my YouTube should be closed. If you're still on Age of Boomers and Netters, that's fine. But see a bunch of you jumping into the Rumble. I
I
see
can get on Rumble too. Hold on. Let me get over.
JPRPH1, Netters Network, Samuel Proctor, Curtis Selby, Nate Knows, Connie Cleary, and now I'm
You can always
repeating
just
myself.
type Troy Pacelli into the Rumble. You'll find him.
Yep. And
Last call. Okay, there's where it
hold
is.
on a second.
You're the only last call on Rumble. Look at that.
Yep.
I thought I was following you.
Well, maybe you weren't. Who knows?
I thought I was. Okay, now I'm following you now. I can't believe all this time I've not been following you. I thought I was.
Fair enough. Okay, let me.
30 views on Rumble, not too shabby.
Phantasm.
You have 72 followers.
I know. I'm growing fairly organically over here. It's kind of like starting all over in a way, you know. Let's see here. I
only have 14. So if anyone's not following me, please do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's not many choices, is there? Give me just a second here.
Klingon General is here. Just made an account. Here I am. Rumble.
Awesome.
Rumble is a good place. You can get Rumble on your streaming apparatuses too now. Like Roku has it.
Yep, exactly.
And it's not as bad as YouTube as far as censorship goes. So
And
a lot of creators have exclusive content on Rumble because they say stuff on here they can't say on YouTube.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. It is much more a free speech platform. I will have to edit audio avatar. Go with that one for a second. While I delete Michael Beck and bring in. Where are you? There you are. You know, it's funny because my hair actually used to look like this in the 80s.
Oh, what's
Late
the second
70s,
movie so I
early
can
80s.
change my avatar?
The Phantasm, 1979.
The only woman I can think of in this movie is
She's blonde.
Lady in Lavender. But
That's right.
yeah, and this actor did go bald later on. He had a nice full head of hair here, but
Al, yeah, this is what happens,
it happens.
I mean, it's
Angus Scrimm, I imagine, came out of the womb looking exactly as he did here. That's how he was for all.
well, yeah. What was it? Somebody once said that all babies look like Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
Netter said that Stephanie looked like
General Burkhalter from
Sergeant
Heroes.
Burkhalter. Yeah, exactly.
Not Sergeant, General Burkhalter.
General Burkhalter. Sorry.
That kind of squished face.
Now we baldly go where no one has gone before. Yes, exactly, Mark. Good one.
Other
Okay.
women in the film. There's his cousins, which are like, I almost want to say are twin sisters, but they're more like, and there's the little girl too that's also blonde. So there are a lot of blondes in this movie.
There's a lot of blondes in this movie. Yes, that's true. But while you're getting that situated, I'm going to go ahead and get us started. Again, this is Phantasm from 1979.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Starting from the
Very.
00 mark. This is the Blu-ray edition.
Okay.
And we'll start. God bless you.
Thank you.
We'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. And we're starting out with W for Well Go USA Entertainment.
And you're going to see another thing pop up here, which you're not going to like, but they were the ones who went to the trouble of remastering it.
It sounds like they're having stomach discomfort.
See who it is?
Oh, bad robot.
Okay, this is what happened. J.J. Abrams was trying to show Phantasm, and realized that the film really had, or whatever that they had available to do a screening of, he thought it was in really bad shape. So he went to Don Coscarelli, director, says, "Listen, I have connections. I want to do a full-on 4K
restoration
remaster of this movie, restoration." So they went ahead. Also, if you watch The Force Awakens, the stormtrooper known as Captain Phasmus is a direct nod to Phantasm.
I didn't realize that. That kind of makes sense. The chrome and everything, like the ball, right?
Yes. And it's because later on in the Phantasm movie, because there are certain visual cues in this that are similar to the original Star Wars, completely by accident. Don Coscarelli in Phantasm 4 does a little nod to Star Wars in Phantasm 4, so it's neat that a Star Wars movie
Interesting.
Phantasm, or at least it would have been neat if that sequel trilogy didn't completely capsize on itself. But
Right.
here we go, though. Cemetery, huh? Creepy. You creeped out yet, huh?
I know this movie, so yeah.
What's going on here?
This is rated R. Just reminding everybody. This is a 1979 rated R film, so just,
Boobs.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh gosh, that stash.
In the 70s, you could be the scuzziest looking guy and be with the hottest woman. That's how
I guess, yeah.
How it worked back then, man. It's like I'm not going to say anything about modern times. So.
Nate Nose said, "We'll follow you, Netter, into the gates of hell." Because I said follow us on Rumble.
I was just gonna say it's kind of what's
great,
happening
baby.
here. Speaking of visual cues,
Believe it or not, those are not the actress's boobs. That was a stunt.
no, it doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, those were stunt boobies. They weren't the old balding guy.
What was that?
Done boobies.
Those were stunt boobies. They didn't belong to the old balding guy.
I don't know. I have to give Angus Scrimm credit. He kept his looks throughout the decades when he kept playing the tall man after this.
Exactly.
Like I said, I think he was born 50 and just kept this looks or something.
Exactly right.
Here we go. We got Reggie.
Take care, Samuel. Thanks for hanging out with us.
The Ice Cream Man. That's who he is in this. He's the Ice Cream Man.
Who's the ice cream man?
Reggie.
Oh, okay.
I guess I wonder if that's a side gig he has. I don't know. Of course, maybe in the 70s you could make enough as an ice cream man to own a house and save for retirement. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, I remember when the Good Humor truck used to come around, we'd kind of go crazy.
I'm wondering if this is like a life hack that we all don't know about. Like ice cream men probably make a good living and we don't even know it because it's like you don't take it seriously because it's the ice cream man.
Right.
I often think like vending machine owners that they make bank too. I've often wondered about that. Not that you want to be a vending machine owner in New York City, right? Because someone's going to be selling your vending machine on Amazon. Vending machines on us. And then all the snacks will be sold at a different front on Amazon. I'm picking on Amazon today, aren't I?
Well, rightly so.
I'd say
rightly so.
About it. Anyway.
Now, do you know much about the behind the scenes on this?
This was all a set, but when they hired the guys to do it, they actually built like a big solid structure. It was almost like they built an actual mausoleum.
Wow, that's impressive.
This was an independently made film. Don Coscarelli made some lower budgeted pictures that were big hits. He did one called Kenny and Company that was a big hit. And Don Coscarelli said the most, the scene in the movie that everybody loved was the haunted house scene in Kenny.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me do a movie like that, and it's the haunted house for the whole movie. That was his idea. And I remember one time being on a forum in the early days of the internet, and some guy was looking at surrealistic horror, and he's like, "I have Japan, I have Italy." It's like, what's an American example of surrealistic horror? We don't really do surrealistic horror. And I said, Phantasm.
Yeah,
says,
exactly.
Thank you. That's what the guy said, because typically modern horror tends to have more of a sense, I guess, of realism to it, like especially this era. But this goes into.
I have suggested that this is very touching on Lovecraftian themes.
It really is. It's like other dimensions and stuff like that.
It's almost sci-fi, but then again, so is Cthulhu, right?
It's almost sci-fi in a way. Yeah, it's. I would argue. Yeah, this is
the color out of space and all that kind of stuff.
It's science, but it's disturbing science that we don't understand. So yeah, maybe on that level, yeah. But look at this, huh?
The gravestones outside, were those props too?
I don't know now. That's a good question.
Because I don't know where this was filmed. Oftentimes, knowing where a cemetery is located in the country, you can look at it and go, okay, that's the right style of stone for that, area of the country or whatever.
Yeah, if you get the DVD or the Blu-ray, and I do recommend you do, see, I'm pushing those on the
physical media, guys.
You can get there is an audio commentary track on it where the actors and Angus and the director talk about the making of this.
Nate asks, didn't this guy also make Ghoulies?
I don't think so, but I don't know. You know what I like about this? Mike is all cool and collected until the tall man grabs him and says, and he's like, "Okay, sir." And he actually looked like he lost his cool there for a second.
He did, but he was still polite. I like that. It's like, just because the music is scary and, the guy is off-putting doesn't mean, you got to be rude.
Coscarelli made a point that he was kind of looking at us like from an outside lens, like our funeral traditions in in the West, especially the United States. The funeral home, looking at the body, and is that kind of weird, creepy, filling bodies up with formaldehyde? It's like if you were looking at it as an outsider, it might seem kind of weird. That's what he was kind of going for.
It's very true. Even just people from other countries could look at our embalming and our funerary practices and say that's kind of weird. It does. I always felt like our concept of embalming and all that kind of stuff, it does kind of border on the whole like taxidermy of a body. Nate said that this was filmed in San Fernando Valley. But is that where it's meant to be set? See, that's the thing.
I think it's an undisclosed state. I think it's the Midwest. That's where this is supposed to be.
Kind of like with Halloween, right?
Yeah, this is not on the coast, because I think the idea is the tall man is doing his stuff out here in small towns because it's not going to get noticed like if he were doing it in a big city.
True.
I knew that one of his ideas for the last Phantasm movie was that he's finally made his way to big cities like New York and is doing the stuff out there. By that time, he's gotten too powerful for even the military to handle him. But, right now, this is still small time. I'm spoiling too much. You could take this as a standalone movie, or you can watch the sequels. It's up to you. But
right.
This is very much like a boys horror movie, because Mike is the main, I think, protagonist here.
Right. Now that's impressive.
Yeah. And
lifting a coffin,
yes,
with a body in it that way, that is impressive.
And look at Mike
on all the way.
No.
Because
it was an empty prop, but yes.
Did you look at his face? He said, "We mouthed what the fuck."
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't even
now
say
listen to that music.
Creepy.
It's got that John Carpenter feel to it, even though it's a distinctly different kind of music. It's almost bordering on Tubular Bells.
I'm wondering. I don't know if both him and Carpenter were inspired by the soundtrack to Suspiria, which was more of a prog rock sound, or maybe this is something. The soundtrack to this you can't find anywhere. I should have bought it when it was out. I saw it on CD and it was available online. I didn't buy it. This was back early 2000s, late 90s. Didn't pick it up, and now it's skyrocketed. Yeah,
but you know what you can always do? You can find it on YouTube and you can press your own copy.
You can listen to it. I know, but
no. I'm saying you make your own CD of it so you can get a hold of a licensed copy.
Well, there you go. Yes, but there's another blonde girl. Yes.
Yep. They're all blonde in this movie.
No, I chose the first blonde I found, which I think is her.
Look at this. Who did Netter pick? Hold on. Yep, no, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
At least she's not doing it with a guy in a graveyard, right?
Right. Exactly. Well, you want someone to be stiff, right?
Is that a first date activity? I'm kidding.
Right.
It's like, no. I'm thinking it's the 70s, though. I don't know what was going on back then,
Neither did they.
Here we go. I like these. He's going to a medium. That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Or a fortune teller, I guess. I don't know what she is, to be honest with you. I think you get some indication in later movies.
For a minute there, I thought she was just a dead body.
She seemed like a dead body, didn't she?
I thought this was going to be like a Norman Bates kind of situation.
So he's worried his brother's going to leave him. Jody, right? Yeah, Jody's the brother, I think.
Is that wasn't a Camaro, was it?
Himakuda.
Okay.
Is that how you say it?
Could be.
It's American muscle. This is Joe Bob Briggs said when he reviewed Phantasm 2, he says this movie has the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in a motion picture. A 1979 Himakuda flipping over and bursting into flames.
Oh, God. Oh, no, I forgot about that. That's right.
That's the second one.
Well, but that's the problem. The car in the 70s blows up.
No, I guess the point he was trying to make, though, is that these, for fans of American Muscle, this is like a holy grail car, I think. Like, people love this car. Like, they said you couldn't get insurance on those things.
Did you see the suspension on that car?
Yes. I'll say this: 50s, 60s, 70s, people were very into their cars, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at Mike. He's the kid. He's doing oil. He's doing
right.
He's doing maintenance.
It was also easier to do stuff back then. It was more mechanical. You didn't have all these electronics and whatnot.
Easier to do your own maintenance back then too. That's people forget this. Oh, people can't do this in the car. They make doing your own oil change is hard now. I mean, this is
exactly. Curtis, there was a time where taking a girl to a graveyard wasn't such a bad thing. The problem is you never want to do it, in a horror movie. Of course, the characters don't know they're in a horror movie.
Okay. It's interesting, Furious, because he's lost his parents, which has been established. His parents died. His older brother's taking care of him. And he had that scene of him says, I might just let the kid stay with his aunt or something, right? Let's get out of here. Okay. And this is good. He's not being stupid. He's like saying, "Hey, I saw something weird up at the cemetery. Should I be worried about this?" It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
And Troy looks at him and goes, Netter moving furniture.
Yeah, pretty much.
oh.
Netter's nuts.
Hey, I'm tiny, but I'm strong.
Well, look at this. He gets in his what is that a
It's a dirt bike.
dirt bike? It's got motorized, right? Yeah, okay.
Jeez. Are we supposed to assume that the tall man did something to cause that to happen?
Possibly. He glanced over at it, fell over, maybe.
What's in the box? Pain.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking this is. I'm sure Coscarelli read Dune, right? Dune
Absolutely.
was the biggest book series of the '70s, but again, I don't mind that it's here. That's the weird.
Yeah,
thing.
I know.
Don't fear. Don't fear.
Yeah, listen.
Wow, she cannot act.
Literally, she paraphrased the litany against fear. Fear is the mind killer, the that brings total obliteration.
Here's the deal: these are kid actors, and acting is tough.
Yeah,
and frankly, sometimes a still performance works because this whole scene is weird anyway. So her,
yeah. The fact it's bad acting, you could almost say it was intentional.
Yeah. Like I love the movie Phantasm with Jennifer Connelly, but even she's a little stiff in the role, though. To be fair, how old was she? This was before Labyrinth. It's.
Yeah, but back when I was, Grandma's laughing. She thinks it's all funny.
What is going on here? Like, I almost wonder: is this kosher here in this room? Like, what is going? Is this like?
You always assume that the fortune teller or whatever maybe is a grift, right? It's all about ambiance and that kind of thing.
So now she's going up. So she's entering into the Morningside Cemetery at Flowers, of all things. Here's the ice cream truck, huh?
Yep.
Oh, man. Remember when you were a kid and you heard that ice cream truck melody and you'd get all excited? It was a mad scram to get some money, right?
Yes. Just some change. Quick. He's
sometimes you get there in time and sometimes you wouldn't. Sometimes you'd have to negotiate with your parents and your parents finally give in and then the truck pulled away.
Well, the truck in our neighborhood was pretty good about knowing where to stop, to the point where just when I thought he was pulling away, I wasn't going to catch up to him, Mom would say, "Don't worry, he's going to stop at the next corner." And sure enough, he did.
All kinds of different ice cream trucks. Sometimes it's fresh made, sometimes it's bars and things like that. It just depended. But whatever, it was special. That's what it was. That's summer. The ice cream the ice cream truck it's a summer. I like.
You don't see it much anymore.
It's what people did in the old days. They started their own bands,
Yep.
It's not bad. On one of the DVDs, I don't know if it's on the one I have now, but you actually had an uncut version of the song where they played the whole way.
Oh, that's neat.
It's a nice little folk rock melody. I actually thought it was a good song, actually. I'll say that. Tuning fork, this is important. You figure out why more in later films, but yeah.
Makes a great Debbie device.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
Look at this mausoleum. I mean, is there ever a pleasant mausoleum? I don't know.
Well, they do make them, somewhat appealing.
All we hear is a scream.
Yeah.
She's never seen again in any movie. That's it. Something bad happened in that room. You got the town bar, right?
Yep, the Roadhouse.
Cantina. Where else are you going to go on a Saturday night, right?
That actually looks like the Roadhouse from Twin Peaks. Although the interior looks like the Bookhouse.
You know, people keep thinking, you know, this is suburbia. We're not in the big city. In fact, this is the Midwest.
Right.
I mean, this is where it's supposed to be supposedly safer, right?
Exactly.
Don't have gangs running around everywhere, but
you don't have gangs running around, but it's also a great place for a predator to,
yes,
you know, set up shop.
Okay, look at this.
Speaking of,
I keep wanting to say, was it this easy in the 70s? And part of me says it probably was. You know?
yeah, it pretty much was.
Unlike now, it's like you open the door and you get sprayed with pepper spray, right? It's
Right,
like,
right.
you know,
You just nice to someone and they, you know.
no means no.
Exactly. It's like, I didn't even ask anything.
Did you ever see, there was a Family Guy episode where the dog was going to college, right? And he there's a lecture hall, and there's this girl sitting in the lecture hall, and he needs to find a seat. So he says, "Is this seat taken?" And she sprays him in the eye with pepper spray and says, "No means no." He was just trying to sit there for the lecture. He didn't, you know.
Didn't even care about her, right?
No, he's a dog. He was just trying to sit there.
Oh, no! Don't do that with Family Guy. The dog is into human women.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I know, but in this episode, that's not what he was. He was
right, exactly. That's awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut up. Just making small talk. I don't really want to talk. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, die!
What?
I said he's gonna die!
Because we saw.
Honestly, I remember the fine details of this. It's been so long since I've seen this movie.
Good. That's good. It'll make it more surprising for you.
I'm surprised.
Look, Mike's got the grin on his face. Wow.
Well, I mean,
he says "wow" too. It's like, this is what boys did back then, right? They would spy on the couple in the park, right? It's not a park though; it's a cemetery. This is just
wow.
No boxers back then. It was tighty whities all the way, right?
Yeah, even after he takes them off, it's whitey. It's very clear he isn't getting any sun on where the sun doesn't
Probably
shine.
no beach. I'm assuming again, Midwest. There are no beaches. There are
Right.
lakes somewhere. I don't know. It's like that's creepy, don't you think?
Yeah, somebody had gas.
Yeah, it's like, what is that? Don't have any wolves in the air. Coyotes, maybe.
I'm assuming this takes place during the summer. This must be summer break. That's my
Probably.
impression of this movie. Yeah, he's not in school at this moment, so. That's what you do in the summer. You get into mischief, right? When you're a kid, you stay out too late.
Oftentimes.
Oh, here we go.
You think?
You might want to pull your pants up so your very pale bare butt isn't showing.
I didn't want to go running around with my dork hanging out.
Oh, that was in Heavy Metal. I remember.
Yep. Yep.
Another great movie. Oh man. Studios, take note. Stop being chicken shits with all your movies.
Yeah.
Of course, this is an indie movie.
Yep.
Phantasm 2 wasn't. He actually got backing from Universal on that one. But then they went indie again after that one.
I like Nate getting creepy with it. Not getting jiggy with it, get creepy with it.
I say it's a gopher in heat. That's a good explanation.
Yeah, the one sounds like a crow.
No. No, he's gonna die.
I like the eye shots because you're wondering, is that just a cool angle or something looking at him? Yeah,
Right.
right.
He's like, well, that killed the mood.
Right?
Yeah,
I
a
mean,
little-
it's not like she's still be there with her legs spread or whatever.
So wait, which grave did I leave her on?
Right, exactly. Where did you go, pretty lady?
You ever see this one, Netter?
No.
You scared yet?
This would have been, yeah,
Not really.
I would have seen this before we met. So,
Is this
yeah,
scarier
probably
than
not.
Amityville Horror?
Ah,
I'm sorry.
it was scary when I was a kid, honest.
You have to understand the whole hype behind it is like this was real, right? This really
Right.
happened. Led to the scariness. Look at that mural in the background. My brother had one of those in his room. The moon landing mural.
Yeah.
And part of me thought that was that an actual moon landing picture, or did somebody make that up on a set? That's what I'm wondering. Because you're there and it's like you're on the moon, and it's like, we had murals. That was the thing in the 70s. You had murals in your house, right? Did you have any?
I
murals
didn't
growing
in
up?
mine. I didn't. My great aunt who lived in Ohio. Well, that's creepy. My great aunt in Ohio had this really nice cabin. It was a house, but in the style of a cabin on the lake. It was a really big place too. She had a couple of different murals in the house.
We had there was the moon landing one in my brother's room, and then we had one in the living room that was woods, like photographed woods, and it was weird because it's like it's a trick of the eye, because then you're thinking you're in the woods, but you're not really. And then you keep wondering as a kid, could I walk into that mural and be in that woods, and there's something looking out for me from there? Because when you're a kid, you look at those things and you're wondering.
Exactly. I know exactly what you mean.
This is why they got rid of murals, because people found them off-putting, I guess. But
There you go. Another payphone. What did you do every time you went past a payphone? You dropped your finger into the little coin return just to see if maybe someone had forgotten to take their change.
here's what y'all don't understand: that back then, if you found a nickel or a dime or a quarter, you could buy yourself some candy with that.
Right.
It wasn't going to go for a ton, but you could go to the penny candy store and get some stuff.
Or if it happens a couple times, you got enough for a comic book.
There you go. You were save it up. Yeah. Look at this.
And look at the way he's walking. A weird gait that the tall man has. What the heck is he on about?
This, I don't even think it comes into play in this movie, but this is remembered in a future movie. They're like, wait a minute, cold. That's how we stop him.
Oh.
That's not how they stop him in this one, though. Or do they ever really stop him? But my point is, though, is that what I find cool is that there are little things in this movie that you kind of dismiss, and then they come into play in later movies, which I thought is kind of in the reference.
Which makes you wonder, was it just random ambiance stuff that they did in this movie that they drew on later, or was it was planned?
It could be that Coscarelli was trying to think of different ways to kill the tall man while he's making this. He might have shot different ending scenes, and he went with one in particular for this movie.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Look at that car, though, huh?
That is a nice car.
Man, you're a kid, man. You're working. See, I don't know, man. Kids got into stuff more back then. I think they weren't on the iPads all the time, right?
Yeah.
And I think
there was no iPad back then.
I mean, we had a computer, but it was an Atari computer. There was no internet. And even I found that to be a pain in the butt trying to load up those floppies. Because the really cool games were on the floppy disks, but they were a pain in the butt to load up, and you had to know the command keys. Remember that?
Exactly.
I had cartridges for the Atari computer though, but again, it was stuff like Dig Dug and the Return of the
I
Jedi.
love Dig Dug. Yeah,
I had a good port on the Atari. Yeah.
I don't remember Mr. Misty.
What is that?
I don't know. He said, "Did you see that Mr. Misty postie in the background?"
Oh, I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
There's a lot of little references if you look in the background.
It's
in this
like,
movie.
kid, get out from underneath that car before you get smooshed.
One horror movie I like called House by the Cemetery. It was an Italian horror movie, but took place in America. And you see a box of Fiddle Faddle in one scene, and I'm like, I haven't seen.
Okay, I remember Fiddle Faddle. Yeah,
it's all Crunch and Munch now. You never see Fiddle Faddle anywhere.
true.
Okay, yikes. It's a good thing he's small. I'm sorry, I get a chuckle out of that scene. Brother doesn't believe him.
Well, it does sound pretty unbelievable, you know.
You're
What
crazy.
do you want to do?
Rolling Stones, still big in the 70s, right?
Still big now. Those efforts don't die.
My brother's mural was bigger than that, though. But I remember, I'm telling, it's freaky because it's like you're on the moon.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You look out at it and you're like, is this what it's like to be on the moon? You know, that's where you see the Earth in the background. You know, I think I had a lamp like that.
Oh, they were some kind of a slushy. Oh,
You keep in mind too that in the United States, stuff was sold in different regions, right? So, like I don't
Shad
think
Rug.
I never had the pleasure of going to an Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips.
Really? Oh, I loved Arthur Treacher's.
And it's a pity they had one at the food court at the University of Central Florida before I left. I should have gotten some, but it was a combo Nathan's and Arthur Treacher's.
Oh,
And they just
okay,
opened up when I was leaving, and I had to get the Nathan's because I'm obsessed with. I love the Nathan's chain. I guess they're owned by the same company at the time.
I love their fish and chips, but I also really, really like their fried clams.
Clams are great.
Mm-hmm.
Clams are good anywhere. You know what's hard to get in a seafood restaurant, though? It's tricky. It's scallops. Scallops are hit or miss. If you get good ones, though, they're excellent, though. Yeah.
They've got to be fresh or, you know, fresh frozen, and they need to be prepared right. Otherwise, they're like just... It's kind of like with calamari. If it's not prepared right, it's like rubber bands, you know?
It's like the flavor can get sucked out of them. Yeah, I've had bad calamari, too, where the flavor's not there.
Yeah, Mark's saying that we had them all over the place. Oh, and Yankee Doodle. I used to work at Yankee Doodle Dandy. That was my it wasn't my first job, but it was my first fast food job. I remember Jack in the Box, too. And Jack in the Box, back in the 70s, here in the Midwest, is very different than Jack in the Box out on the West Coast.
I think I went to those in Texas when I was visiting a friend. They have them in Texas. Jack in the Boxes. They used to call them Jack in the Crack, and I think that was a bad. They had Sonics out in Texas too. I think we had a Sonic in a neighboring town around here, but they went out of business.
Hey, Mark, do you remember Cock Robin?
Cock Robin?
Mm-hmm. It was mostly ice. Also had burgers, kind of like a Dairy Queen, except they served the regular hard ice cream, stuff.
Do you prefer hard or soft?
I don't know Red Barns. Pardon me?
Do you prefer hard or soft ice cream?
That's like asking me for Chicago or New York style pizza. I know this is going to be to anyone in the Midwest, but I do like both.
I like the mannequin head falling on him. I imagine you're a kid in the theater, because yes, kids would sneak in to see R-rated movies back then. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You get the impression that some R-rated movies are meant with either thinking that the kids are going to sneak and watch them, right?
Right.
The main protagonist here is a kid. Okay. This is not where you want to be, right?
And see, this is exactly the kind of movie that, my mom did not really have a problem with me watching, as long as it didn't give me or some crap like that, which it really didn't. And she's like, okay, boobs, whatever.
See, I can arouse my eyes because the boobs were bad, but the violence was okay.
Right. And see, that little trivia bit about it, not being the actress, they were like stunt boobs. My dad would have known that from Playboy magazine, Sex and Cinema.
I always find
I only know of Dog and Suds. I think they had them in Ohio. Like Mansfield, Ohio.
Is that a Bic lighter he's got there?
Probably.
See, when you were a kid, you had a plastic lighter. You didn't have a fancy metal one, right?
Well, it was easier to get the plastic ones, but I a metal one. Why did I carry a lighter when I didn't smoke? I always imagined that someone might need a light, and I could just, light their cigarette for them.
Plus, they have other uses. You
True.
Light a I don't think
cocktail, just in case you're being chased by a street gang.
Yeah, there you go. What did I know how to do matches though. I was good with matches. This place is creepier at night though, you have to admit.
Yeah, mausoleums usually are.
Good lighting regardless though. What we got here? What's behind the door?
Dead people.
That is a cool but weird bas relief. So you get the impression, sort of technological, magical, like security device, and the blood. Again, it's that very tempera paint. Very good, Nate. Good on you, man. Hammer horror style of blood.
This is a horrible way to die. Look closely at his legs, though.
Yep.
Because when
he
you
pissed
die,
himself.
His bowels. He lost control of his bowels too. As he
yep.
Which is horrible. Go ahead.
Clever and realistic, depiction of death that you don't see very often in movies.
That was a horrible way to die.
Oh yeah.
What did you think of it, Netter?
I didn't watch.
She didn't watch
it. It's okay if you turn your head.
As soon as I saw him get hit in the head with the ball, I'm like, nope, not watching.
Don't watch the GIF.
Right. Well, in a way, that's not the worst part that's in that GIF that Nate put up there.
You know what I thought's funny though here? is that he's about to say something to the tall. Oh, I'll mention it in a minute. This is scary. I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, oh man, oh no.
Ah.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's almost worse.
Do you hear the sound that the tall man made as he pulled away? That wasn't earthly, was it? And the fingers are still moving.
Right.
He's going to take the finger, bring it home.
That tells you right away that this tall man is, well, not human.
And the little guy's in the monk suit.
Yup. I remember in 79 thinking they were, I don't know, like Jawas or something.
Here's what happened. It's a funny thing because while they were making this movie, they took a break and they went to go see a movie called Star Wars. And then I think someone after they saw it, Don, do you want to change that? No! He got mad. And there's a funny scene in Phantasm 4 where Mike, an older Mike, is walking around this desert area, and then you hear like this muffling, and you see the little guys hiding behind rocks in the desert, and you can tell that's an obvious nod to Star Wars, you know?
Right.
It was just one of these things where I guess Don Coscarelli and George Lucas were connected to the same part of the collective unconscious. I don't know.
I would imagine, yeah. There's a lot of these kinds of things where you're like, can't imagine they directly, stole from each other. But it's like, yeah, no, it's been keyed into some of the same things that inspired,
Maybe. He's got a shotgun. You see that?
It's always useful.
It's in that box, right?
Oh boy, here we go. This is the way it always goes in these kinds of movies. I had a box like that.
I did too. Look.
Yeah.
What was in the
what I like about that
with the yellow and
what I like about that is instead of he's no longer second guessing. Okay, you told me the truth. That's what he's basically saying.
Yeah.
There's your proof.
Yeah. Yeah, even if it was just simple pine, that's about what it would be. Yeah, that finger and so here's the thing, right? The finger is sitting in that yellow blood, right? If your regular movies use ketchup for blood, then this movie can mustard.
I guess so. I think it's supposed to be reminiscent of formaldehyde too. Oh, look at that.
Right, that makes sense.
This is freaky. I'm sorry.
I was like, what the F is that? Yeah.
This is what I think happened. That little finger while they're around, it was almost like a large maggot at that point. And now it's a fly, a big bug or something.
Oh my gosh, I never thought that before. That makes perfect sense.
That's what I got from this, at least, because I was wondering why isn't a fly? And I was like,
but like an alien fly, right?
Yes. It's whatever it is, it's nasty. Let's be honest with it. Look at this. This is just pure acting, sound effects. But look at that.
Keep in mind too that the man is like some sort of a shapeshifter type of thing.
Yeah, it's just he's all sorts of messed up. Where are those phones?
Yeah.
Touchstone. That was a big deal. They didn't have a rotary on there.
Yeah.
We saw
right.
Phones in the house growing up.
Did they just put it down the garbage disposal?
Look, he even got a hole out of his jacket. Oh well.
God.
Unless the fly did that, I don't know. Oh, look, here's Reggie. I think we're not sure who it is. That's why.
Go. God.
Look at Reggie.
Turn on the garbage disposal.
Do they have a garbage disposal? Or...
They tried doing it, and it wasn't enough the first time. Oh, this is my favorite
If
line.
we knew, we'd tell you, Reggie.
Look, don't point a gun at a man unless you intend to shoot him. You don't shoot a man unless you intend to kill him. Good advice, huh?
Really?
No warning shots. Warning shots are bullshit. That's good advice.
Amen! Good advice for Alec Baldwin, right, exactly.
He's got a point, right?
Troy's making faces at me.
Yes.
Are you hiding?
I was asking for a soda.
Sodas are nice. Ginger ale would be real nice right now with my peanuts. So. Peanuts and ginger ale. That was my official airline snack when I was on an airplane before they took that away from us.
Yeah.
Bastards. Excuse my language.
Posted, by the way, I posted that Jenny, what's her name, that little pixie girl, does a video a
Jenny
year or
Nicholson,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yes.
She did a 4-hour video about the experience at the Star Wars,
Star Cruiser.
whatever the fuck that cruiser was. It was. I'm watching this and I'm just enthralled. I'm like, man, this was worse than told us.
So she did a lot of research on it, I take it.
She actually went to it, spent her money, and went to the thing.
Oh my goodness.
And there's a lot of things she's showing other channels have shown and ridiculed, but she kind of puts them in context. So things like the bingo and stuff like the space bingo, she puts it in No. She puts it in context where it makes sense. And I'm like, okay, now I get what that was. But elements of all of this were even worse than we even realized.
Space bingo.
Yeah. What she's saying is, her interpretation is, I don't think you were really meant to participate in it. It's there if you want to do it, but it was meant to be sort of thing, as if, well, this is something they do on real cruises, so there's this Star Wars version of it too, you know?
Oh. I like how we get to see Jody, right? He's the one going there now, and it's like, and Jody runs into his own horrible things out here. It's these things. I call them mini monks. I think that's what I refer to them as. They remind me of monks.
Exactly.
They're like demented monks. I don't.
Okay, tinnitus. He's not going to be able to be hearing for a long time.
What kind of gun is that? What did he say it was? A Colt? I don't remember.
I don't know, some sort of semi-automatic.
Oh, look at the background and the lights going on in the car. That's scary. That is scary. It's a scary movie. I'll say that.
Whoever's driving, I'll bet you they have 3 beer bottles.
Yeah, right.
I
Fingers.
bet they got commods.
I bet they got
the universal offended data system.
Now, the problem is, you know approximately where the driver is, but...
Holy crap.
Oh, it's coming back. And John is saying happy birthday.
See, what you want in a horror movie is to have something happening every 5 minutes. You know? Or, like, this movie doesn't let up. There's always something happening.
It's a semi-automatic, so I don't think it's a 1911.
Okay. He said what kind of gun it was before he left. I just don't remember what he said it was. He said it could put any man down or something.
But yeah, Colt 45. I mean, that does seem to be... See, yeah, that was very right, because you're assuming that it's the same guy that chased him out. No, it's his brother coming back for him.
Let me look up the Phantasm. I want to make sure I have Phantasm cast. I want to make sure.
Yeah, there's wikis for the movie.
Yeah, Jody. Okay, that's his name.
I don't know. It's probably called like that.
Part of me always wonders in these Phantasm movies, like that caretaker guy that was working for the tall man.
Yeah,
I was getting the impression that these are humans. Why are they working for him?
it's a job.
About them. It's a job, yes.
Times are tough. Small town, not a lot of
Is he
jobs.
recruiting serial killers or something? Like who works for the tall man?
Instead of trying, if there is no drive car, shoot out the radiator.
Is that what he's trying?
Or, you know, I guess shoot the hood, drives off the road for some reason.
Well, if you shoot the radiator, it's not going to go.
That's what I was saying. Depending on the speed, and he might get a quarter of a mile. Well, he might get as far as a mile before the car seizes up.
Okay. The sparkling water.
There you go.
Sparkling water's nice.
Oh, before I was drinking cran grape juice.
Open up the door.
Oh, that looks lovely.
Let's take a look.
Let's see what this thing does.
Ew.
It's bleeding yellow too.
This is the shock. It's the guy they just buried. It's
Yeah.
Tommy.
So what, this is a zombie movie?
Oh, kinda. More like a
Well, they're sort of its own
beast
thing.
ghouls. Yeah.
Funny enough, the thing I compare this most to is Hellraiser, though they're really not alike. But they're
This whole idea of some sort of object that opens portals to another whatever.
Because I made a joke that you could do a what is it? I know they don't like the word, but pinhead, like the pinhead you could do a pinhead versus tall man movie. But I imagine they would just look at each other and ignore each other and just do their own thing, right? I mean, they wouldn't care.
Well, I would not be surprised to find out that they're aware of each other.
Yeah.
And
because I could see those two movies taking place in the same universe, maybe these two series.
yeah.
We never got to see, though, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. That was talked about. Ash from Evil Dead.
Yeah, another one that they
That-
were was Freddy, Jason, and Hellraiser.
Yeah, I heard of that one too, yeah. Actually, I could see the Hell Priest getting furious with Freddy Krueger saying, "Knock it off. You're a clown,"
Yes,
right?
Exactly right.
Oh my goodness.
And then they would have to. There's probably a lore reason that he can't get too angry with Jason because Jason is a little bit mindless.
Yeah. Who's
he's
Myrtle?
more of a const.
The one we just saw, was that like his neighbor or something? She just said,
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. Well,
I don't know why, but the bald guy reminds me of Clint Howard.
A little bit, yeah. Not exactly, but there's some
Probably
similarities there. Yeah.
probably better looking than Clint Howard, maybe a little bit.
Oh, he's definitely better looking than Clint Howard, but
You know what? Clint Howard was in a horror movie called Ice Cream Man, though. Did you know that?
That's right, he was. Yes.
That's also the thing. Where he would
I wonder if there's a connection.
maybe. I was upset with Ice. You know who else was in Ice Cream Man? David Warner, but he was like the town pastor. He wasn't like a villain or anything.
Interesting. Yeah, David Warner was in some pretty off-the-wall kind of B films.
Okay, they're his cousins. These actresses are interesting because I keep wondering, are they twins or are they just sisters that look a lot alike? Because sometimes that happens with families where
Yes,
they're
yes.
not twins, but they still have a similar look, you know? But
Yeah.
antique shops are, come to think of it, when was the last time I was at an antique shop? I think I was at one a few years ago. They had vinyl records because I was looking through the vinyl records. I was curious.
Yeah.
about those, but-
You find a lot of the same stuff at a lot of different antique shops, mostly because it's the same stuff people are trying to pawn off on you.
You know what you never find anymore are video games.
True.
The old school games, forget it. Those things skyrocketed. People have hounded those.
Again, that score.
It's
I
creepy,
got
isn't
a
it?
bunch of video games that you play on your computer. They're actually discs.
Yeah.
Those
Either
things.
like the CD-ROM or the square ones.
I remember the square ones, yes.
Look at this. It's like a Harry Potter picture.
Yeah, it's like, so I've got a bunch of games I actually want to sell, like Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah.
I don't know what PC games go for. I know cartridges go for a lot. There must be a market out there somewhere.
Yeah, it's like some of the ones I was looking up because I do want to get them up over on eBay. It's like some of them were like $60-$70. Others were about like 20 to 30.
Yeah. Especially if they're in box. Probably if they're in box, that's probably what the value
Yeah, most
lies.
of the ones I have a box. Some don't, but you know.
Mark, David Warner also played, if I remember correctly, Chancellor Gorkon.
Remember, yes, he did in Undiscovered Country. Remember Phantasmagoria? Not related to this movie. But
Puzzle of Flesh, yes.
that was the sequel. Those were some creepy games. Roberta Williams worked on those. One did King's
Yes,
Quest.
she did.
They need to remaster those old Sierra games.
Would be nice if they did, yeah.
This is creepy too. I'm sorry. Was that a dream?
Yep.
What's
That happens a lot in this movie.
Yeah, look at these two sisters, right?
Yeah.
'Cause I guess, are they twins or their hairstyles are different too? So it's
Yeah.
weird. It's like there's like a similarity. It's like it's a mirror.
No, the driver's nose is bigger.
Yeah. And I think she's, well, it could just be the way she's sitting, but she looks like she's taller.
So maybe they are just sisters, but they have a similar look. I'm telling you, it was weird.
All right, Curtis, take care, man.
Get back in the car, Michael. The ice cream truck.
Think there's any ice cream left?
I hate to say it, I was thinking the same thing.
Well, I mean, you know,
bring back some.
You don't want it to go to waste or whatever. What, a fudgicle?
Yeah, I'd say. Or a creamsicle. Those are good too.
Oh, I never liked the creamsicles. No.
You know, they're hit or miss. People love them or hate them. It's weird. I like them, but I know some people hate them.
And you know what else I really liked was I don't know what you call them, the basic ice cream bar. You know, the vanilla ice cream dipped
The
in
old school
chocolate.
Eskimo pie, that sort of thing. Yeah.
But the problem with them is, on a hot day, you know, they'd melt and the chocolate would, you know, like flake off. You have to eat it fast. So I usually went for I think they were called like eclairs or whatever. It was like vanilla ice cream, but it had like crumbly cake on the outside. Or, you know, let's just sit here and die.
We're picking on them, but they're like typical teenage girls in the 70s. What would they be doing? What's going on?
Drive. Faster now.
They don't listen very well to them.
No, they really don't. Don't open it. Danger, danger, danger. You're gonna die. Okay, never mind. You're dead.
Oh, is the seat being pushed back on Mike now? Oh, no, the thing's on top of him. That's right.
Right. And at this point, he'd be like, you know, I wish they'd just die already. Stop screaming.
Knocked out the window. And I don't know what's going on in the car as it drives away.
Creepy damn score.
You think it's creepy?
Yeah, it's awesome.
There's if you listen to Phantasm 2, it has more like an 80s motif version of this. Yeah.
Not dead yet. I feel fine. See, this is the point in the movie where they're both keyed into something crazy's going on. It's a survival situation. Don't blame him. The dumb chicks are dead.
Yeah, they were. You know what it is, though? They were old. They were probably a little older than he was because they're like teenagers and he's what, like maybe 12, 11, 12? So
yeah, I guess.
They probably think we know better, right? That's probably what they were thinking.
But that is, I mean, I don't remember the rules from Scream, but it's like, if you're stupid in a horror movie, you're going to be one of the first ones dead.
Throw him in there. Look at that. Does that work? To shut a door and lock a door like that?
Not where he put it, but yeah, in theory. Look, you can see the hole in the door from him kicking it. And if that's the case, he could probably kick his way through that door.
Well, I never noticed that till now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, he's trying to come up with a plan. Now, I don't know if you remember this scene, and I want to know if you think this would work. And should I try it in my spare time? By the way, the name of that book is, I think, We Are Legion, or They Are Legion, and I guess it's a sci-fi book, and they kept asking Don Coscarelli, is that of any significance with the movie? And he says, no, it just landed a cool cover.
And Nate says this movie's really trippy. Yes, it is.
It's surrealistic. That's how I would describe it. Surrealistic or dream narrative, maybe. Like, what's real, what isn't. You're kind of trying to figure that out.
There is a bit of, I mean, like I said, the constant dreams. It does have a Freddy Krueger element to it, you know.
Now, would this work? He took a thumbtack off the thing. He's putting it on the back of the shotgun pellet.
Just remove the blasting cap. Is that what he did?
Maybe. I thought he put a thumbtack on the back. Maybe. Here we go. So what's he going to do?
Oh, you got to be careful. What I think he's trying to do is he's trying to rig a thumbtack to... Oh, yes. This could work. Very dangerous.
Yes.
But yes, it could work in theory.
They almost had a bad accident trying to do that. He didn't want to do the scene again, understandably. Okay.
Yeah. So what he did was he just set off the blasting cap with thumbtack. You know, it's the same as the hammer of the gun, you know, hitting it.
Do not try that.
No.
Ever. That's a way you could get killed.
This is definitely a don't try it at home prospect. And why didn't you just knock?
I guess the point he was trying to make is his hand is back.
Yes.
He must have regenerated it or something. Look at that, he's lifting him up. He's strong.
Well, yeah, we saw him with the coffin, right? But honestly, that's exactly what I would have said to him. I've been waiting for you. Why? You could have at least knocked.
Really starting here and with Halloween, you start having people create modern movie monsters. You have the Tall Man, you have Michael Myers, you get Freddy Krueger, so you have, you know, the Hell Priest. You start. They started making new beastlies.
Yeah, different boogeymen. I guess.
Different boogeymen, basically. Yeah. Look at that. He just turns around and laughs at him. That's creepy.
Yeah. So that picture that he saw that kind of came to life, is my understanding that the Slender Man has been around for over 100 years, or is he a time traveler, or what's the scoop there?
You'll have to get up to Phantasm 4 at some point.
Okay.
It's still mysterious even when you find out what his origin was.
Okay, why did it crash?
He blew out the tire.
Oh, okay, which caused it to skid and whatnot. Okay.
Yes. That took care of the Tall Man.
Yeah, Nate, it's like, why don't you just shoot him in the head with the 45? Well, you know what? He wanted to get out. Look, you shoot the driver and you're in the back, that car's going to crash and he would have been in that. And it's still the 70s. He would have blown up just like that. Because that's what cars do in the 70s.
He's going to look and see if mom and dad are in there or zombified.
Yeah, or to see if they're even there. I think, yeah, because he's not happy about the fact.
And I will admit that although I did see this movie, I'm not sure that I saw any and all of the sequels. But if I remember correctly, they're using the Slender Man or the Tall Man, excuse me, confused him with Slender.
I wouldn't be not looking.
The Tall Man. Why did you open it if you weren't going to look?
He doesn't want to see it empty.
Then why open it in the first place?
Looking up his dad's
I get it.
Look.
Woof. Oh, so that's what the ball sees.
Yes.
So, welcome back, deleted scenes. So.
It's like, what?
So the Tall Man is using the dead bodies as some sort of resource, some sort of raw material. Had to
look.
what?
Oh,
Yeah. Didn't mean to disturb you.
nobody's in there. Why are you running on an empty coffin? Think it's gonna bite your butt?
I think this is now dipping into existential horror.
And how were they able to open it? Because they lock those things.
I know.
Well, there's usually behind doors. Something behind doors. I think it's interesting how they got going one direction, and then the doors for the crypts going in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Boomer was saying that this is a fast set, so maybe that's that stuff that you've worked with.
Babylon?
Yeah, Favalon.
Yeah.
Well, he ain't dead.
3'2".
The little monk guys.
Oh.
Right.
He's been making them out of corpses.
Yep. Does that mean he's like cutting off their legs or stuff like that?
I'll explain. I think they do explain a little bit. But yeah, he rescued the cousins. Okay, so he said a couple other girls I never saw before. You know, I don't know what the tall man was doing with what he wanted them for. Look in this room. What do we see here?
Plastic barrels with little windows, just about tall enough to be munchkins.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what that is. It's actually because so many other movies would have some sort of an archway or, like Stargate type of thing.
But it keeps you guessing as to what it is, right?
Yeah. No, bad, don't. Uh-huh.
Don't fear.
I like the way they together like that.
I like the noises. Look, Jawas.
Yep.
It was all red and there was Jawas.
It makes me wonder, you hold on to the bar like that, is that like holding on a door jamb? You know?
Maybe.
Well, you'll see what happens when someone's going to mess with the bars in a little bit.
Well, hold on to both of the bars.
Yeah, you'll see.
That's a problem.
Heat, gravity. Now, they say a planet here. I've also heard it said in other movies that it's another dimension. But yeah, they're being used, crushed down, and made to be made as slaves on this other world. These dead bodies. I wonder what it was like in the theater when this happened.
Right.
It's completely dark. You mean you're in the theater
Yeah.
and the whole thing goes dark, right? The whole screen goes
Right.
dark. You're just hearing the sound. Let's see though. In fact, Don Cosgrave said this was a problem when they would show this on regular TV, was that when it would fade to black, they would just edit that part out, and they were like, no.
Right, right.
How did he end up out there?
Oh, is he the one that's gonna? Oh no! I mean, he just survived the
ice cream truck
flipping
massacre.
over. Yeah.
All that good ice cream going to waste, right?
Yeah, tuning fork. I get it. I get it.
The best ice cream treat is the chip witch. You have to admit that. No?
I don't know that one.
You've never had a chip witch?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. A chip witch is vanilla ice cream sandwiched between two chocolate chip cookies, and on the outer rim of the ice cream are tiny chocolate chips covering the whole outer rim.
Oh, I've had those. No, that's what they were called.
It's a different brand, maybe. They different brands call them different things, but yeah.
Not what I thought was going to happen.
Reggie. It did something because everything's being sucked in now.
Yeah, it's like he opened up a black hole or something.
What did you think was going to happen?
I thought he was going to get electrocuted. I thought it was like, touch anode and a cathode.
So get your tuning fork and aim it at the hole and save yourself.
Well, I think that's what was the illusion, is that his tuning fork, that thing is like a version of a tuning fork.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'd be pushing my feet up against the wall to get out.
Okay, well, he survived. He did a dumb, but he still survived.
Okay, are they outside now?
Different places for some reason.
So frickin' is getting ready to move.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that the house is like, moving like Baba Yaga's hut or something like that. I like to see what part of Portal to Hell was not understood.
Look at this.
There. She stabbed him so pathetically. There.
Oh, she's kind of.
Well, here's what I forget from the lady. Is the lady in lavender or the tall man?
Yeah, the lady in lavender. Man.
Is this how the tall man gets his kicks, by turning into the lady?
It's a fluid thing. Right?
I just know when they did Phantasm 2, and they moved on to Phantasm 2 on Monster Vision one night, he says, speaking of twisted sex fiends, the tall man's about to enter your living room.
Yeah, exactly. That's an interesting, way of transformation. Just zoom in, zoom in, zoom. Nah, Reggie's dead. It was Reggie. Yep. There you go. The house just disappeared.
I'm assuming, did it teleport? I almost thought it got sucked into the other dimension, a la Poltergeist style, but I don't know.
Yes, but destructive-y. imagine that it ends up on the other side of the portal fully intact.
Now it's handy to have an old mine shaft in town, right? 1,000 feet
Yeah.
straight down.
What else are you going to play your live action Dungeons and Dragons? Mazes and Monsters.
That was last year's birthday movie, remember?
That's right.
On my channel. There you go. Right?
Well, that's where he's from. You're just going to say... I mean, usually when you tell someone go to hell, it's a curse. When you say it to someone, it's the equivalent of go home.
You never saw Ghost Rider 2, did you?
I did. That was the second Nicolas Cage film?
It's so funny. This is his final thing he says to Rourke, or the devil in that, before he does his final thing, he says, go home.
Yeah.
Instead of go to hell, because that's...
Right.
Actually, I liked what the devil said in that to him before he did the final blow. You were the worst fucking mistake I ever made. Because he basically turned on him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ghost Rider.
And technically, that was a really scary. Open the windows and there's a face there.
Yeah, that's always creepy when you see a face. When you're a kid, I have to tell you, and it's dark outside and you're on a second floor, you'll look out that window and you'll wonder if something's looking back, right?
They have more guns here, right? Like a couple of shotguns hanging on the wall.
Maybe. You like that shag carpeting?
No. They're a bitch to keep clean. And we had one in the living house in Brookfield. And my mother had, the carpet that we had before was fugly. This green material of some kind. So I understood Mom getting rid of that, but she replaced it with shag.
Right?
So this is interesting too. It's like voiceover, his lips moving.
I almost think it's almost telepathy.
I guess.
Or maybe we're seeing his thoughts, maybe. I don't know. Remember what they said, don't fear?
Yeah. That's good advice for any emergency situation. How crazy it's getting, keep your wits about you.
Like I just did when I caught the spider and took it.
Yep.
I am the spider whisperer. And I have to go wash my hands.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, do not fear and do not think. Hopefully you fall for that. Do 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 do.
It must be cold out because he's breathing, but that's weird. It's the summer, right? Who knows when they...
I mean, again, it depends on where it's filmed, what time. But if they're like in or near the desert, it gets really cold. I mean, it looks...
Falling down the mine shaft.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly doesn't look like desert, but, you know.
Maybe that's where it is. Look at this.
Well, that's, highly improbable.
And who did it?
Yay! Oh, it was all a dream. They're all dead.
Well, so this is weird. Now, is this throwing the whole thing into doubt? Well, he took
Yes.
Jody. And now he's after me. Man of yours did not take Jody away. Car wreck. But now he has a memory of seeing the grave.
Yep.
1978.
Yeah, deleted scenes. I'm guessing that missing something by not having seen the sequels. I'm probably going to have to see the sequels now.
Look at this.
So, right here where we're at makes perfect sense. It's like, okay, he's having a D over his brother dying. His parents are gone.
Whole family, yeah.
His brother's gone.
I guess they named Reggie the custodian or whatever.
Guardian.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or, yeah, or the guardian. Yeah, he's gonna try.
You'll never go hungry. I have plenty of ice cream.
Seems so real. It's probably the best idea anyone came up with this movie, right? Get out of town, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Guess we'll figure it out when we get there. So this kind of threw you for a loop. You see Reggie getting murdered, but now he's alive, and Mike's the one that's dead, right?
Exactly.
Not Jody's the one that's dead, not Mike. Sorry, yeah, Mike's the kid. Yep. So it plays around. What's real? What is it? What is it, Mike?
My mother hung me on meat hooks.
Once.
Now
What?
is so much like the end of Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, the whole
Yes.
mother the door thing. That it's like, okay, yeah, I guess now I need the sequel to try and figure this crap out.
Yeah. I'll say this: you get to see what happens after that scene. That's all I'm gonna say.
Actually, good, because how many times have they done sequels where a element from the previous story is completely dropped or forgotten or whatever? You
Well, here's what's weird, because in the sequel, Reggie says that never happened at the beginning, but then you see the flashback to Reggie, and then Reggie hears the sound upstairs, and he goes up to find out what happened to Mike, and you see how Reggie got Mike out of there, you know?
Gotcha.
I'm not going to spoil anything else, but it's
Yeah, I'll have
Mike's
to check
older
it
in the
out.
sequel, too.
Cool.
Creepy movie, huh? Keep in mind, though, when you saw this, you had to wait, like, I don't know how many years to see the sequel.
And see, this
7
is
years?
just it. You didn't always assume there was going to be a sequel. So that's why this kind of fell off my radar. I saw this movie, and then I moved on.
For a
You
while, it
know?
didn't have a sequel. Yeah, it was a standalone movie, yeah. Did Netter miss the ending?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Last
sorry.
I saw it, there was a girl in a blue dress. And
Well, Troy will
the
have
kid,
to
and
show
Troy
you
said,
the
"Don't
rest
think with
later."
your
Yeah,
mouth."
I'll rewind and show it to you.
It's like 5 minutes.
I was the ending. I was just the ending of Nightmare on Elm Street, where you think everything was all a dream, and all of a sudden, it's not, and Freddy, and grabs and pulls you through the window and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
The tall.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to check out, part 2 and see.
2, yeah. Phantasm 2, Phantasm 3, Phantasm 4. I feel like they have less money. Well, no, the second one had a budget. You could tell Universal helped fund part of that. And the sequel has less money, but it's still pretty good. And 4.
Angus Scrim, what a great name!
Here's the funny thing. You know what he did?
Scrim.
Do you know what his other job was? He wrote reviews for the TV Guide.
Really?
He was a writer for TV Guide. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Back in the day.
So ordinary. If you'd have told me he was an embalmer or he was a taxidermist, I'd have been like, oh, okay.
Despite his weird look, he was a nice guy in real life.
I'm sure he was.
Most of these horror actors are
just an actor.
I don't know about the
Alrighty.
That's it. It's late.
That was our double feature, our 1979 double feature, The Warriors and Phantasm. Happy birthday, big... I almost called you Age of Boomer. Big Boomer. The Big Boomer. Oh, yeah. Until he laces... Oh, I'm sorry.
That's a big bopper.
I know. But, good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. And so... officially say happy birthday, because it's about 45 minutes into your birthday.
It is, so it's officially my birthday now.
Happy birthday.
Exactly.
Thank you, Netter. I appreciate that.
And you guys all know what's coming up from here. I played all the promo. The one thing I didn't get around to was making a specific promo for Thursday. Netter's guest will be Michael French of Retro Blasting, who was on with us last Friday. So if you enjoyed that a lot, you can join us on Thursday and find out a little bit more about Michael himself and his whole YouTube journey. But that's it for tonight. Boomer, any words from the birthday boy?
Nothing. Just this was a lot of fun. If you ever get tired of the modern films, just go back to the 70s. It's a treasure trove. You never know what to expect from a 70s movie. I'll say that. Unless it's Star Wars, you've seen that 100 times. But
Yeah, exactly. And saying, I know these films. I've seen these films, but just like this one tonight, even to some degree, The Warriors. It's like I know I've seen them. I know the basic. I don't remember the fine details. And I am finding that as I look on them again, adult eyes, I appreciate things a lot more. Like I was talking about the score throughout this movie. Some of the cinematography on both films. I was like, man, they made movies good back then. And I don't just mean good stories. I mean just the film craft,
you didn't need a lot of CG to get things done back then. You just imagination.
There was no CG in either of these films.
Nope. And they still felt larger than life, I thought.
Yeah.
So it's
I mean, it had what you would call computer graphics. Would it have been Tron?
One of the earliest ones, yeah. That might have been one of the first ones. Tron was a big deal because that showed people what was possible with CG. And then you get X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Well, yeah, there you go.
And you see what's not possible with CG, like making a convincing CG Patrick Stewart.
Well, there's that.
Oh no!
But then, of course, there was Jurassic Park, which was like, holy cow, get those real dinosaurs from. But anyway, okay, good.
Effects. T-1000, that was another one.
True. Netter, you got any last words, or do you want to take us?
I would like everyone that is still listening. Still keep me in your prayers, well wishes, good thoughts. My classes this week, I survived.
Yes.
I've got 3 more days of this.
There you go.
And today wasn't horrible. but I'm hoping I understood the homework assignment. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of embarrassing tomorrow.
I'm sure you
Because
did
there's
your
only-
best, Netter.
Yeah, there's only 9 of us in the class, and we're each given a specific thing to do homework on. And it's like, okay, hopefully I understood the assignment. So I'm really hoping I did. But yeah, I got 3 more days of this.
Remember what Michael said, no fear, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Right, easy for me to say.
I mean,
Fear
I
is the
don't have,
mind killer, the little death that brings total obliteration.
yeah, I mean, I don't have to pass the exam when I do take it. That was something that my manager was really instilling. She's
You
like,
want to do your best.
Yeah, she's like, you just are taking the class and taking the exam, so you know how what the end user goes through when they're taking these courses. And it's like, okay, I get that. But it's like, yeah, you're right. I want to at least try to pass. So I'm really hoping that I do well in this class, and then when I take the exam, yeah. So there's that. And did you want me to do my outro, dear?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, first I want to remind everyone to please make sure that you are subbed to every member of the panel on YouTube and following us on Rumble. And if you think you're subbed on YouTube, please go back and double check that you're still subbed, because YouTube. I don't think Rumble ever has an issue with taking away follows.
But keep me posted in case you ever notice that it does.
Yeah, I mean, I have 14 followers. I thought somebody said they were going to follow me today, but if they did, I'm not seeing the number reflected. So I've got 14. Troy's got 72. So yeah, if you aren't following us, it would be appreciated if you would. That would be really nice. And with that said, we can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat, and you're dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room. We're enjoying each other's company, and we're having a great time. And try to pass the chips.
Yep.
And you guys, you know you're not just our friends. You're family. And you are so encouraging to all of us. Every stream that you come on with for us. You know, not just for those of us on the panel, but those in the chat too. The way you guys, talk amongst yourselves with, just chatting, and you're encouraging one another. You're encouraging us. It's really wonderful to see that. And you're so welcoming to any newcomers that we might have to the stream, which I really appreciate, because I want them to come back. But family does this. They encourage one another. So thank you so much for encouraging us. Thank you for encouraging one another. And until next time, let's see, today is Monday. So Tuesday over on Deleted Scenes channel for another exciting episode of Twin Peaks. Good night, and God bless.
Good night.
Oh, and happy birthday, Boomer.
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks so much, everybody. And tomorrow night, Tuesday, live from Sparkwood and 21. Hope to see you there. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
I'm sorry. I'm boomering it. I'm being the boomer tonight. Take care.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.